Are you going to go first? Or you start?
Hello, salutations, what it do? Happy Friday, everyone. It is a celebration. Welcome once again, all of my naysayers, to the Aftershow podcast, where we discuss the latest in the gaming, pop culture, all that good stuff. We are joined, of course, once again by the Ghost of Casual Avenger. Wish he could be here, but Deep Dish is calling. But as a racially non-diverse replacement, we've got the one and only JayShockblast.
I apologize for not being Casual Avenger.
You should apologize every day of your life for that.
For the first time in my life, not being Casual Avenger.
yeah, sure.
I have a bit of a cough. I apologize in advance. I am going to be sucking down some cough drops.
Oh,
yes, I use that verbiage very purposefully.
If there had been a pause there, that would have been perfect. Almost had him. Almost had a clip. Almost had a clip.
They'll find a way.
Very good. Very good.
They'll find a way.
I could edit it, but I like it to be organic.
Yeah.
But we got a great show for you guys. This was another big week for Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and when I say big, I mean, oh man, haters are down tremendous right now.
Tremendously.
It is beautiful to see.
Yeah, and you know what? I think the biggest piece of info today, to dive right in, if I could pat myself on the back.
I know you were sitting on that forever.
Yeah, so Sadot's like basically the only person I told this to for the longest time, and it's because he's my co-host partner, and it is proof that you can trust this man with anything. All right. When I went to the event in LA,
except your wife.
That's fair. That's fair. I had to think about what you were talking about at first, but yeah, there you go. So when I went to the event in LA at the beginning of December, I was told personally with two other people about the Battle Pass situation. Okay. How it would have no FOMO, they would never expire. And I did tell Sadot because I had to get it off my chest. He's my podcast partner. I looked at it that way. And I wanted him to also share the agony of not being able to talk about it forever. So like every time they did something, it's like, all right, is this the time? No. Is this it? No. I even had a video already recorded so that it could just go up instantly. And I didn't end up using it because they dropped so much extra information on top of it.
Ooh, yes, they did.
But yeah, so like that is the way battle passes should be done, right?
100%.
Like this should like send a message to the industry that people can accept it if you don't like take it away from them. Because look at what Fortnite's running into right now. There's always new people jumping into Fortnite all the time, right? And if you jumped into Fortnite right now, you can never have Iron Man, Darth Vader, I mean, The Witcher. I mean, there's so many characters that they've released in battle passes that like you can't go back and get. And this takes that away. The fear of missing out, the FOMO is gone. And you can even get the battle passes if you jump in season 3, and it's just crazy how much time and effort they spent studying the live service market and what they do well and what they don't do well, and tried to implement everything. And they got it right. You know what I mean?
It's almost like they wanted to make this game and weren't forced by corporate overlords.
Yeah. And like, it's really tough to complain about this game at this point. I feel like, listen, this is not an Arkham game. This is a looter shooter game in the DC universe.
Legitimately,
like
the only complaint at this point is like we have to wait and see, make sure launch goes well. But at this point, the only thing you can say is it's not for me. Like, and that's what makes the haters, and that's what makes the haters so mad because they can't accept that. I'm seeing people like absolutely short circuiting online. Like someone just had a total meltdown on one of the posts that was then talking about. I guess it's going to win award for best pay to win live service trash that you pay for progression. I'm like, what are you even talking about, bro? Like, bro, he couldn't. It's such Rocksteady dropped such a W. The haters couldn't even process it. Like they could see it, but it doesn't compute.
Yeah. It's crazy. And like other people have said, this is certainly not the first time this has ever happened. Halo Infinite does it. Lego 2K Drive does it. And it's great because like listen, I've talked about it before. Destiny 2 last year, whatever their big like expansion pack was, I bought it, and there are 2 of the 4 seasons that happened, that I didn't even log in once during those battle passes, and they're just gone, forever. And I can't get anything that was on it, you know what I mean?
One of the many reasons I did not continue playing Destiny. Once I ran out of free stuff, I was like, yeah, I think I'm good. But not going to worry about that with Suicide Squad. First, JayShockblast just went on a tangent. We didn't even get to say hi to the chat. I don't even know
Oh,
who's
yeah, my
first.
bad.
I don't know who's first this week. Stephen Mike. Congratulations to you, my friend. Simple J, D Savage, Marvel, JayShockblast, Bruno, AJ. We got Baba Cars over on Twitch. We are in fact streaming on Twitch, Twitter, I will never call it X, and
Yeah.
YouTube at the same time. So give us a follow, give us a subscribe on all platforms if you would be so kind. We appreciate it greatly. We got Limitless XP. I'm definitely going to be looking for that. Cloud, appreciate you. The Don Geo Hoarder Gamer, shout out to Hoarder Gamer. Tariq, yo, what's up, Big Puff? Appreciate all you guys for joining us tonight because this is a victory lap. I saw a lot of Suicide Squad content creators taking a victory lap on Twitter, especially Chicks Ridiculous. I mean, he was going absolutely in. I know I had to take a minute to rub it in some haters' face because literally I knew it was coming. Like literally someone that was like responded to my tweet about there being no FOMO. It was like, what is he, an idiot? He thinks there's not gonna have FOMO. I was like, I'm saving this tweet because you're gonna look like a moron very, very soon.
Remember that dude that there was that one guy who just went like nuts on me, and
He said you faked your trip to the WB.
well, there's this one guy he's just like I couldn't believe it, and it honestly made me realize that I might have misunderstood. So, like last week, they talked about no FOMO for the seasons, and
Right.
I interpreted it as the battle pass. So I started thinking, oh, we can talk about it now finally, because I already knew this information,
Right.
and the way the wording and the verbiage was made me think that's what they were saying.
See,
And then,
I pumped my brakes because I was like, because I
yeah,
assumed they were just talking about the gear and they were leading up to that.
yeah. So like, I I feel like when that conversation was happening, I kind of had to pump the brakes as well. And it like hurt me a little bit because like this guy just started like going overboard on me. And I'm like, all right, bro, listen, I know what I know. I don't have to prove anything to you. We'll see. And one of the guys that follows me quote tweeted that tweet today. And I blocked the guy because he was fucking crazy. And I kind of wanted to, I was curious, but I would rather just forget that it ever
Yeah.
happened. But like
No,
it's crazy because
it's weird. It's weird that I mean, obviously these people are weird, but
yeah.
Suicide Squad is. I mean, we just found out that a mutual friend of ours, a Mr. Slave of God, is apparently a big fan of Suicide Squad Kid of Justice League, unlike his buddy Kyle. And it's going to be interesting to see how many Suicide Squad haters get flipped in the next coming months, and what triggers it. Because if you played Avengers and you sat through these Q&As and you saw what they were offering, there's no way you wouldn't be excited. Like,
Yeah, and like here's where I start to get like, I'm like, oh man, am I too excited? You know what I mean? Like I know what I played, and I know what I played is fun, and I know I'm gonna want to keep coming back to it,
right.
and that's why I've stopped looking at it as Suicide Squad. I've started looking at it as a looter shooter in the DC universe. Like, and if you just look at it that way and stop thinking too hard about like the fact that it's characters that, you know, might not make sense if they have guns, who cares? We did that in Fortnite. You should be used to it. You know what I mean?
I think we need to have like, and I think Trix brought this up. I think we need to have a serious conversation about Suicide Squad being a game of the year quality game. Like on paper, obviously things could fall apart in practice,
Sure.
but on paper, Suicide Squad is objectively one of the best games in this genre to ever release. Like if you look at all the features it has at from launch and the plans that they have going forward, I can't think of many games in the genre that launched that way. Like there a lot of these games got better over time, the better ones, like Destiny 2 eventually got into a better place. If you look at Destiny 2 right now and compared to Suicide Squad, I mean Suicide Squad to me looks a lot more appealing. It's fresh. It's got all the customization, all the stuff that you would want in gear, but it removes annoying stuff like gear score. It's got a massive end game. It's got all this upcoming content, but that content is free. So if I'm a Destiny player, I'm looking really hard at Suicide Squad right now as a potential alternative to jump into for definitely less than you pay to play Destiny
Yeah.
if you play it consistently. So I'm thinking if it now things could go wrong. Obviously, with games like this, the biggest thing is going to be those servers.
Right. And
Are
that's what I was
are
going to say.
are those servers going to hold on day one? Are there going to be performance issues? If not, I mean, they've constructed kind of from what I'm looking at, kind of the perfect looter shooter, like
In
at
yeah,
live
in
service game.
practice for sure. Yeah, like they've very clearly thought everything out. And I don't know if that extra 8 months when they kind of paused everything, I don't know if that contributed to making sure they were just perfected and everything was like precisely lined up. Uh
I think that definitely helped. And they also got more than 9 months. Like I remember, like I've already seen people like dunking on Spider-Man 2 because Suicide Squad is launching with New Game Plus, and now that's a New Game Plus with 5 levels to it. But
yeah.
you gotta remember, Suicide Squad has had a lot of time to cook. Not only has it in when it comes out, it would have been in development for 7 years. Okay, it was originally supposed to come out in 2022, got delayed a full year. Was supposed to come out then May 2023, got delayed 9 months. So they've had a lot of time, and shout out to WB for giving them the time and the grace to just figure it out and cook on this, despite everything else. I'm sure Hogwarts Legacy making a, a mountain of cash definitely helped their confidence in the gaming division. But whatever it is, they let Rocksteady cook, and this is what we got.
Shout out to Tim in the chat. From what I understand, we're probably going to see his name in the credits. And if you enjoy Lego games, he has contributed to many of your favorites. So I always appreciate seeing him here. And he's right. Just waiting to see the mastery levels. Like, there is so much depth to this game. There's going to be so much shifting and changing over time. And the best part is, like, if you miss it, you can go back to it, and that's
Yeah.
unheard of.
Yeah, for everything. Like you're like for one of the things that blew my mind when I was studying Destiny is that the concept of vaulting, like the stuff that you paid for just disappearing. I'm like, what? What
Yeah.
do you mean? What do you mean you bought it? Why is it? What do you mean they take it away? What? So all the content, all the seasonal stuff, it's just there. It's just always there. Like if you miss a season on the battle pass, oh, no problem. You can play through it whenever you want. You miss the Bane or whatever gear set, don't matter. You can go back, farm through it, all good. Like just me. I was just sitting here thinking of my potential content schedule, and I'm like, it was almost overwhelming the amount of options that I had. I'm just like, I'm basically going to have to turn into like a Dr. Lupo or Shroud type of streamer for Suicide Squad, where I'm just sitting on this for 9 hours a day, like they do on
Yeah.
Tarkov.
Yeah, and like listen, we did that with Avengers with way less, you know? Like how many times we fire up an Avengers stream and we're like, "Oh, look, we're doing hives again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my
look,
god.
it's Mega Hive Day." You know, like it's just crazy. Um so yeah, and Tim is exactly right. This is exactly how I felt for so long, you know. It's hard to like see the people that just expect based on what we've seen other games do when we kind of knew what was coming, you know. And I know that we've been skeptical about everything's free, you know, because Avengers did try that, and you know, they had a hard time making money, but like I feel like people are going to want to buy these battle passes. You're going to get 75 tiers, some of them are free, and just to know that you don't have to like rush through it, like you can
Yeah.
get it and always have it is such a security blanket, I feel, you know?
And the other problem with the Avengers version of the Battle Pass, which is the only thing they monetize, is that it wasn't seasonal. It didn't rotate. Like
Right.
it was more of a character card than a battle pass. It was like they gave each new character their own mini battle pass, but once you got through it, that was it. And they were only limited to the character. So you would have to wait for them to get out a new character, which took forever because of all the delays. So they were just sitting there relying entirely on just a regular cash shop, and they didn't have anybody coming through regularly.
I don't think I even ever finished Iron Man's. Like I mean, I must have finished on because I was playing on two platforms, but like there were some items that like by the time you were far enough in the game that it just was like I don't need any of this, so
Yeah.
I'm not focusing on doing those like daily missions and all that. So like yeah, like this is and it's all purely cosmetic. There's no pay to win elements. You're not getting any like guns or anything that are going to make you better. It's crazy, and I'm pumped. I mean, we even got Twitch drops day one.
Of course.
Those skins look pretty good.
Now the question, of course, now for the battle pass in the shop is going to be the quality of the skins, because
Yeah,
you know, and as new characters come out, that'll be more interesting. Like for me, when it comes to the Joker, the first thing I thought of was, well, you got to have the Batman who laughs, like especially since he has chains in his
yeah,
melee kit.
yeah.
But if they can produce quality skins that people are interested in, then yeah, they're gamers have shown that even Avengers, like the some of the skins that people bought,
Like,
Jesus Christ.
you know, people would sit there and complain and complain and complain, and then that Thor Ragnarok skin hits, and everyone's like, "Ooh, shiny." You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like,
like there are just so many skins that they could drop. Like obviously, if they drop like Suicide Squad movie skins, if they drop Arkham skins for Harley, those are just
yeah,
gonna they'll probably make $20 million in like an hour if they do
I
if they do
I already heard
that.
somebody ask if they were gonna release like the Arkham Deadshot skin,
Yep.
like make him the white guy.
No, I mean that would be funny.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna do. No, they're not. But
yeah.
I can see them doing the Will Smith Deadshot fit.
Yeah.
That could be a thing. Like, and then you obviously there's so many options with the Joker for skin for skins.
And
I
that's the
mean,
thing, like, if you don't like that look of the Joker, some people aren't really a big fan of it, they're gonna have some other crazy stuff that they
a
do.
bunch of stuff. Like I'm telling you, Batman Who Laughs, it's over. Like
Yeah.
I'm immediately getting it. Like I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I have Batman Who Laughs in Fortnite and Mortal Kombat.
You have the same issues with live service everyone has. Tired of most of them too. We joined Suicide Squad and Ash explained this post launch. I was like, "Is that yeah?" Like I get it. Like I totally get it. Like Jay obviously supports a lot of live service games, and he can tell you all about all the stupid stuff. I'm not that big into live service support. Like my only live service guilty pleasure is NBA 2K, and I can definitely tell you the dark side of the live service microtransactions. Most of it is in 2K.
Yeah, I kind of stopped playing Apex Legends for a little bit because I'm like, I don't have time to play Fortnite and Apex and all the other stuff. I love Apex, don't get me wrong. I actually prefer it over Fortnite, but Fortnite has a support a creator program and your boy needs to get some paid.
All right. Well, we'll see if we can get you in a Suicide Squad creative pay deal.
Yeah.
Get
I
get
I I'm just so like it's crazy like how it seems so much more quiet lately. You know what I mean? Like I mean, I don't know, we always attract weirdos, but like it
okay.
hasn't been as frequent lately because it's like tough to,
Yeah, like because there's no big controversy. Like the biggest controversy was like the fake story leaks, and then once Miller debunked that, I mean that really took like all the momentum out of their sales.
yeah.
And then Palworld has also taken the wind out of a lot of that. We'll get to that as well. But if you look at just the Suicide Squad controversy, just like they've kind of just the more information they put out, the more they've like pushed back and debunked a lot of the stuff to the point where not only they're just winning, they're either just winning people over, or people are just realizing they're going to take a step back. Like the one thing I thought that was going to get traction today was the review codes. Like
Yeah.
that was becoming a thing, but then they dropped the Q&A and the battle pass stuff, and now that's dominating the whole news cycle.
Yeah, I had a couple questions, but listen, look, Sadot and I would both love to be playing the game right now, okay? Like everybody else, we know I'm pretty sure we could say we're anticipating getting review copies. But it is what it is. Like it's not the only game that's ever done this. I'm sure there's server related issues for why that's happening. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Like it's a selfish reason to want to get the game now. I don't review them. It's strictly about getting a head start on getting, content. But
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
so it just comes down to I don't know. But like I don't feel like some of these traditional journalism websites and everything have shown good faith with this. Like we've seen even like other content creators. Who's the Asmongold or something like that?
Asmongold, bro.
Like
That clip went viral. Asmongold. That's the second actually time Asmongold went viral. First, for a similar reason, people calling him stupid. For the first one was he was making some comments about Palworld, and he had a soundbite where he said, no one cares about creatives, and they don't matter. He was talking about AI and everything like that. But the Suicide Squad clip, he was trashing Suicide Squad, a game that he didn't play. He didn't play the alpha. He's done little to no research, and someone in his chat brought up how you know mediocre games can be brought up by content creators, and Asmongold thought he had him, like he was going to clap back like, oh yeah, well, if that's true, how come after the sponsor stream from Shroud nobody's playing Suicide Squad? Checkmate. And everyone's like, bruh.
Game's
The
not
game
out yet.
game's not out for another 2 weeks, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like every year there's like certain games that get on the approved to shit on list, and like, people just feel the need, like, okay, well, we can pile on this game, so let's get our shots in, and then it turns into a meme.
That we apparently got confirmation that the servers aren't on. Via comicbook.com. Shout out to Lejeune. I appreciate you, Bruno. First person to say something negative brought up the point contactors have not gotten codes. That is a bad sign.
Everybody feels that way, but I can't tell you how many times that's happened, like it's a thing.
Yeah. It's definitely not ideal that no one is going to have the game earlier. Like obviously early access will be for the pre-order people, but it's also not the end of the world. If as long as the game functions on launch, it's not going to matter. And honestly, IGN shouldn't get a code, regardless of the time. Fuck them. I don't care.
Well, it's funny because I think somebody brought up, I think you got tagged in the same tweet, um, that someone from IGN did like a video of what you should look forward to with this game, and like they were actually very positive about it and everything. And like the person's point was, why didn't they have this person, handle the play session? You know what I mean? And I understand why you would send Destin. He's well known, and who knows what rank. There's politics and everything. As far as launch, I think we should all just anticipate and expect there being some kind of server hiccups. Like,
Oh
I
yeah,
think that's every
always.
game.
There's never not when it comes to
Yeah.
these on games, especially I like my thing is like most of the stuff will probably work ideally, but in my experience, crossplay is always a problem. And no matter what, like it's always some kind of hiccup when you have crossplay. It's just kind of inevitable. Like I remember there being even for Tiny Tina's Wonderland, I remember there being some temporary crossplay issues at launch. It's always a tricky thing. Hopefully it doesn't have any. I mean, or at the very least, hopefully people can at least play with each other. Like I didn't have any problems with connectivity when playing the alpha, so hopefully that applies when the full game comes out. And I think there will be a lot more people because the sales are looking pretty good. I mean, it's been number one most pre-ordered game in the PlayStation Store, but stuff can go wrong. Usually there's signs though. Like when it came to Outriders, there were signs that launch might not go. Like even though the beta was great, there were some connection problems in the beta. I was like, okay, well, we'll monitor that. And then of course, launch was a complete disaster. But Suicide Squad, they had the alpha, they had it for 3 days. They invited a lot of people in, and I even no, I couldn't hear. I know the only mainly issues I heard people talk about for the multiplayer was just the fact that because it was a closed alpha, they couldn't see anyone's name, so it made that difficult. There was some awkward stuff, but I never had any problems with like actual connectivity. Once we were in the actual game, I never had any problems. It was running at a smooth 60 FPS in the open world with 4 players. It didn't matter. So it's a good sign, but be warned, stuff can go wrong.
Yeah. And that, like, I feel like the alpha was enough of a stress test for them. Yeah, you could have done an open beta, but I don't know. It would have been cool if they did. I feel like that would have solved a lot of issues too, but yeah.
Steam Steam is where you can check pretty much anything for Steam purchases, only for Steam purchases. So that's where people usually check to see how many people are playing a game at any particular time. You can check the sales charts, everything like that is on Steam, but it's only applies to Steam games. But Yeah, Suicide Squad. That'll be curious to see what that looks like on Steam, but I think this will probably be bigger on console. That these types of games usually are, but we could definitely see Suicide Squad pick up some momentum on PC if that comes. Isn't actually the Steam delayed anyway, or
Yeah,
the
Steam
Epic? I
doesn't
know
come out.
the Epic game
Epic is delayed.
is definitely delayed, but
Steam
this
doesn't come out at midnight locally. I think it comes
yeah
out at a set time.
yeah I think it's like the next day,
Yeah. I mean,
later in the
for
day,
those of
later
us
in the day
on Xbox Master Race are planning our vacation
to New
for New
Zealand.
Zealand at this
Yeah,
moment in time. Yeah, like I already like sure I'm gonna get a review copy, whatever. That's great, but like this is proof that I don't necessarily care about getting free games, right? Like I went to GameStop this week to pre-order it on Xbox, found out my GameStop closed, like just randomly shut down, like gone, no
yeah.
warning.
That's actually funny. I was watching. I was on Netflix earlier because I was looking for something to watch while I was eating, and I saw they made a movie about the GameStop uh stock. The Netflix games. They made a Netflix movie about the GameStop
Right.
Wall Street Bets movie, and I had no idea this was a thing, but it had everybody in this movie. Like Seth. It had Seth Rogen, Pete Davidson, Ron from Parks and Rec. Like this was like a whole production
That's crazy.
about.
Just real quick, thank you, Tim, for stopping by. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Tim. Yeah, games. Yeah, game. I still can't believe that GameStop was a thing. Like people actually got rich off of GameStop.
Yeah, I listen, my GameStop was awesome. The store manager had been there for like 10 years. I have like so many great memories of like midnight launches there. And a lot of times I would just go in there and hang out for a little bit and chat, like it was
Same.
fun.
I used to love games, especially when I was younger. What like one of the things I wanted to do, when before I got a job, I was like, when I finally get a job, I want to work at GameStop. That's like the one job. That's like the one job I wanted, and I could never get hired at one. And then by the time I could, I didn't. I was just over retail. I was just over retail,
Right.
like
Yeah, no, I feel
entirely.
that.
But
Yeah,
GameStop
they're
was
just
always
gone.
yeah. It just yeah. I knew GameStop, it's inevitable. It's going to be the next blockbuster, but because eventually physical is going to go away.
Well, it's
But
crazy because like if physical's gone in Best Buy now.
yeah, times are changing, man.
Dude, I remember every Tuesday, because Tuesday is when you know, music and movies used to come out every Tuesday. I would go to Best Buy and just check the new release section. I remember on 9/11, all right, I had to go to work, but Seven Dust had a DVD that came out that day, and Machine Head had an album that came out that day. And those are like two of my favorite bands. So I'm like on my way to work, I'm like, ooh, gotta slide in through Best Buy anyway. Like I distinctly remember that.
Kids these days will not remember the joy of picking up a banger CD from like one of your favorite artists. Like I actually do remember going into Tower Records and buying College Dropout by Kanye West when it first came out, when like Through the Wire and everything was popping on the radio. I would I would actually buy physical CDs. I remember the main ones I was excited about were College Dropout by Kanye West, Songs in A Minor by Alicia Keys, and Food and Liquor by Lupe Fiasco. Like I, I had to just have I just had to have it. But now with streaming, no, we kind of don't have that same appreciation for music. It feels kind of they feel a lot of stuff feels kind of replaceable and like disposable in a way, because I feel like listening to a CD was much more intimate because you didn't have like 10 billion other options at your fingertips.
Right.
It's like you had a CD player. It could only play the songs on that CD, and that was it. You just had to lock in. Like you couldn't tab over to you couldn't do it. You're just locked in on that CD.
Yep. Yep. And That it's just crazy. The world is just so different, and like I was so shocked when I pulled up. But the whole point is like I don't care if I have to buy a game. Obviously, getting something early is helpful. I would actually pay money like to the studio just to ensure I get the game early. The access is so much more important than the
You're not.
free.
You're never gonna break those shill
No,
allegations.
I know. I know. That's fine. It's whatever. I don't
don't
care.
don't give
Like
him ideas.
literally look behind me, okay?
Yeah. Don't give him.
I have that massive wall of games.
Also,
And
definitely don't give these studios ideas, but it
yeah.
is true. Like it is much more valuable to get a game early than to get it for free
Yeah.
as a
Yeah,
content creator.
for sure.
Like
So,
getting it at the same time as everyone else does nothing for you.
right.
So, but but you got it for free anyway, so they're going to call you a shill, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm also gonna probably I wanted to have a physical copy for my collection, but I'm also probably just gonna get it on Xbox just to get like 10 hours of earlier access, you know?
So you're going to be streaming it. You're going to be streaming like 8 a.m.
I'm not gonna stream. I don't like to stream my first playthrough on a story. I want to record it and just upload it in parts.
Makes sense.
Um, that's how I like to do it personally, but
I'm more of a stream guy. I'm not really a I don't really do let's plays that often. Like
yeah,
without like what I did for Spider-Man is I streamed. I did 2 marathon streams, and then I'd cut up sections of the story missions from my stream and
yeah.
upload those as like kind of let's play.
Yeah, my thing is I would prefer to not have myself in it. You know what I mean? Like for the story anyway. When I'm streaming, it's different. But when I'm doing something story related, I want the focus to be on the story and I try not to like talk over it as much and whatever. I mean,
Consider it, Jay.
that's just the way I've always done it. I don't know if it's the right way, but I'm just gonna do whatever I know how to do. And I also don't like to stream because then like when I find the collectibles and stuff, I like to make videos about that, and it's hard to go back into the stream and like pick it apart like that. So I would rather just
Yeah, that's why when I record, I'll like record. I have the stream going, and then I'll be recording on the system. You know, especially when I know I'm doing a certain part, and Suicide Squad is going to have uh, a lot. There's legitimately an overwhelming amount of potential content. I mean, first of all, W for the rotation of the season. So it's so the Joker, and it made it sound like it was not going to be that long anyway. So this might be early March potentially
I think that's what they said, yeah.
for the Joker. So when the season drops, it's going to be Joker and episode 1, which I think which is either going to be Two-Face or Scarecrow. Those are the 2 episodes. So then 6 weeks later, they're going to drop another episode, and each episode comes with like a bunch of new content, and then that's going to be a rotation. So in total, each season will last 3 months. So there should be roughly a new season every 3 months, which is exactly what I said in my video that I thought was going to be the sweet spot. One every 3 months.
Wow. Breaking news in the world of wrestling.
Oh God, not wrestling. Is this about Vince McMahon trafficking?
It is about Vince McMahon resigning.
Oh,
Uh,
finally.
yeah, he is officially no longer a part of any of it. So he sold WWE like a few months back, but stayed on as on the board of directors. And now he is out completely. Vince McMahon no longer a part of WWE at all,
Oh,
which is crazy because like what he's being accused of, I am sure there is some truth to it. In that, and it's been
mm,
around for a while. Um,
and if
but
it and if it is, I hope the next headline is him in a prison cell.
I don't think that's going to happen right now. I think she's only going after him civilly. So I think she's just about to be rich. Um,
Probably.
but yeah, They already like lost a sponsor. Like Slim Jim paused their sponsorship with them, but it sucks. It's crazy because like wrestling would not be what it is today without Vince McMahon, you know, and for better or worse. And
So yeah,
it's just weird.
It is weird how some of the worst people can have some of the biggest contributions to society. Like that is wild. Like good for hope if it's true that lady finds justice, but yeah. The L wrestling right now, LWWE. But it is what it is. What's up, Capte? Appreciate you hanging out. He's getting the Chris Benoit treat, not the Chris Benoit.
I mean, it's true.
Is Daredevil about to be the best Disney Plus show? That's a great question. The problem is yes, but also it could also be one of the worst. Like it's the problem with it's on paper it should be like they're bringing everybody back. Like I mean everybody. Like every time I'm reading a new headline about Daredevil Born Again, they're bringing back somebody from the original Netflix. They got pretty much everyone back. They got the trio. They got the bullseye actor. They got the stunt guy. They got the craft services guy. They got everybody coming back for this after they completely scrapped the last version. So it should be the best, but never underestimate Disney's ability to fuck something up, because their Disney Plus shows have not been the best so far. I mean, to me, still their best show overall is What If, and in terms of the live action Disney Plus, at least on the Marvel side, to me it's just like pieces. It's like half of WandaVision, half of Loki season 2, half of Moon Knight, a quarter of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's like none of Hawkeye. Like it's like the first episode of Miss Marvel. It's just like they don't have really any complete shows. Like even What If, I thought, the first season definitely had a couple duds. Like the best thing they've done for me on Disney Plus and Marvel wise, other than that, is that I thought was mostly false was Werewolf by Night.
Yeah, that was really good.
So more of that, please.
I mean, I obviously, liked a lot of those stuff more than you did. I don't think any of it's spectacular, but it's kind of crazy. There are I'm literally right now, Paul Tassi just retweeted a clip of Matt, Karen, and Foggy walking down the street. And there's a part of me that's like, I don't know, it's wild how much stuff people are able to pick up on, you know what I mean? Like I just I don't know. I kind of wish that we didn't get to see that stuff because it's cool, but at the same time, I want I want the surprises to come back.
Yeah, that's why I've been basically refusing to click on anything when I see Deadpool 3 trending. Like at this point, I know that I'm going to see something I don't want to see, so yeah. I'm just taking a step back.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I'm just so excited to get through this weekend. Sadot froze. So Sadot is about to drop out. I have not played Kingdom Hearts 3. He's back. He's back. He's fine.
I was my internet just snapped for a second. I think it was my VPN.
Yeah.
No,
this weekend
haven't frozen yet.
This weekend hopefully should go by fast. You got the Royal Rumble tomorrow. I'm so excited about. I wish I was there. They are having an event for WWE 2K24. Your boy did not get invited. It's fine. I'm just that event was so good, and last year. I just loved it so much. It would have been like the Royal Rumble is my favorite WWE thing, and I don't know, it would have been cool to be there.
I
But
get it. I used to like the Royal Rumble back when I thought wrestling was real.
all right, anybody that follows wrestling, who do you think is going to win in the chat? I'm going with my boy CM Punk. That's
I
who
feel
I
like
got.
Jay the only person here that follows wrestling?
No way. There's got to be somebody here that's
I
excited.
feel like I
Oh,
feel
Billy
like
Finn's
there's
birthday tomorrow. Well, happy early birthday. Captay's got Cody. Big Puff has got
of course
CM Punk. Cloud's got CM Punk. Eric likes wrestling.
you're
No
all nerds.
prediction. No, I do not think
I
Deadpool 3 will be bad. There ain't no way.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. They gave Ryan Reynolds the freedom to do his thing, so that's the one MCU project I don't think is going to be ass. I mean, it might not be as good as Deadpool 1, but it definitely has insane potential with all the cameos and the fan service and everything like that. That could be a big one. But honestly, I'm more interested in the DCU and what James Gunn's doing than Marvel right now. Like I'm curious because especially about Superman Legacy, everything I'm hearing about the casting, everything sounds really cool. They just confirmed Supergirl is going to appear, but Batman won't. Zoe Saldana, my future ex-wife, said that she's open to doing some more superhero stuff. She'd love to join James Gunn's DCU.
I feel like we're just going to see the Guardians of the Galaxy invade DC.
I mean, if
Imagine he puts them all in the same movie together, just like, different people.
I'm I feel like if Chris Pratt is cast as Booster Gold, I think we could just assume everyone's coming back and James Gunn
Yeah.
and as different characters.
Yeah.
Because we all know he's going to have his brother.
I'm intrigued to see. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm intrigued to see what he does for sure too. I think a nice reboot is looking good, and the guy that cast as Superman looks good. There apparently the rumors are that we're down to 2 people for Supergirl, and I think one of them
Yeah.
is Meg Connolly, Meg something. I want her. The other is the girl from House of Dragons, the
Oh yeah.
blonde young girl. Meg Donnelly. Yeah, I Meg Donnelly over that other girl. The other girl I do not see as Supergirl at all, but Meg Donnelly I think looks the part.
Yeah, they definitely got the perfect. I think they got the perfect. Definitely got the perfect Superman. They basically got a guy who looks like a young Henry Cavill,
Yeah,
and Rachel Brosnahan. I absolutely love. First of all, Marvel's Mrs. Maisel. If you haven't seen it, go watch it immediately. It's great, but she is perfect casting as Lois Lane. I thought that was tremendous casting. She's going to absolutely crush it.
yeah. So Batista as Bane would definitely work, but I don't really see that happening with the DCU though.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
don't really know what they're going to do with the Batman stuff besides introduce Damian Wayne
Oh, his
because
brother
that was
he did have his brother as Weasel in Suicide Squad. That's right.
yeah. Well, we all know he's always going to cast his brother, but
Yeah.
yeah, the future we don't know much about the future stuff yet, but which makes sense because outside of his immediate priority is like Peacemaker season 2, Creature Commandos because that's the first project, and Superman Legacy because that's the most important one. It's the first movie. It's Superman, and if Superman Legacy isn't a hit, oh boy, they're cooked. like like the expectations on Superman Legacy are going to be crazy. This can't be like a Guardians of the Galaxy 800 million. This has to be $1 billion movie
Yeah.
minimum.
Yeah, I agree. And we'll
I,
see. I mean, I'm wondering
I
though,
think they
because
can.
like,
I kind of think they can get it though.
but like I'm wondering, like movies in general just seem down. And I know the quality hasn't necessarily been there on a lot of the releases lately, but like you aren't seeing a lot of these big blockbusters anymore. And I wonder what that is, like I don't know. But I feel
I
like
think
Superman
it's
could be the one to bring
I
it
think
back for them.
yeah, I think what we've seen with the ones that were hits, you know, your Barbieheimer, Five Nights at Freddy, Mario, it's that you can still have big successful movies. It's just that the days of like cynical blockbusters are kind of gone. Like there was a time when Hollywood could just crap out any 100 $200 million slop and that was guaranteed to be almost a hit. But because there are less people willing to go to the movies and a much better like home viewing experience, I think that's why the bar has kind of been raised.
Yeah.
So you really have to actually, there is kind of like a skill ceiling now. Like it doesn't even have to be necessarily the best movie, but I mean it has to have kind of a built-in audience ideally, or it has to have like a combination of really respected people behind it. It's got to have really good marketing. Like Tom Cruise with Mission Impossible, that one underperformed because, and it was a quality thing. Like the marketing wasn't great. You know, they showed too much. The movie itself wasn't up to the usual standards. So, but in the past, you know, 10 years ago, that still would have been like a $900 million movie at worst. But because now people can just be like, oh, I can just wait till it's on Amazon. I can wait till it's on video on demand. I don't need to go out and see this. That's why I think that's why I think we're seeing more. They're calling them flopbusters now, I believe.
Yeah.
where you where and I think it's a good thing because I think the issue is that studios, because of the Marvel boom, they kind of learned the wrong lesson and it became kind of an arms race to just put out these bloated, cynical projects and everything had to be a cinematic universe. And we start seeing fewer and fewer of these like really good 50 to 80 million dollar movies that we used to have or even less.
Mm.
And I think we could go back to that, you know, definitely we don't need to be spending they don't need to be spending $300 million on movies. Like that's just crazy. Like unless you're James Cameron, like that's just insane with especially with what you're getting. But I think the next gold rush for Hollywood is going to be game adaptations. That seems to be replacing the superhero. Like we've already heard a bunch of big adaptations for games coming up. They're doing a God of War, they're doing Horizon, they're doing Legend of Zelda. They just announced they're doing Until Dawn. They're doing a sequel to Five Nights at Freddy.
Until
Like,
Dawn.
yeah, Until Dawn.
Interesting.
It's good. It's an adaptation. I think people saw the success of the Mario movie. They saw the success of the Last of Us TV show, and they're like, oh, you know what? People like video games and they like video game movies so when they're done right. So I think that's going to kind of replace the Marvel movie with the superheroes, which could be good or could be bad. We know in the past Hollywood has been pretty awful at game adaptations, so it can be a mixed bag. We know the Mario movie was successful because Nintendo is very protective of their IP, so they're not going to allow a lot of nonsense. But when it comes to, you know, someone who's less strict, then we can start. That's when we start seeing some issues. But I'm personally looking forward to it if they do it right. You know, if they do it right, I'm skeptical about some of this. Definitely the Until
It's
Dawn.
it's funny. We used to have a song. Uh, Video killed the radio star, and now it's streaming killed the video star. You know,
Yeah.
like
Or so I think social media killed the movie star.
yeah, I guess there's that too. But like, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy though. You know. I just because I enjoy going to the movies like more than a lot of people, but
For
like
sure.
even myself, I found myself like I didn't go to Transformers, and part of that is because it came out when I was in LA, but like I wanted to see that Godzilla -1, which apparently was really, really good.
Same.
But
Same.
like I just didn't feel like going to the theater because like you go to the
Same.
theater now, it's like 20 bucks. I gotta have popcorn and a drink. That's another 20 bucks. And it's just before you know it, you're
Yeah.
like it's like paying to go see a sports game.
And if you wait like a month, like for a lot, especially for a lot of these, you can just pay 15-20 bucks on Amazon and you got food already there. You just get to wherever you want. And you don't have to leave your comfortable chair. Which, by the way, did your chair arrive?
No, it says it'll be here on the 7th.
Oh, that February?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Did you get the Oh yeah, you got the white one.
Yeah.
I could see that. I got the black one.
Yeah, this one came. This one was it's perfect. I love this chair. I feel amazing. Now I did say this partially as a meme, but I'm kind of serious. Like Madam Web, I think I have to see this in theaters.
They filmed part of that in my city.
Yeah, obviously it's a meme. Sydney Sweeney, you have to show up for it, but I don't think the movie is going to be good by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
but I kind of do want
What's
to
this
see
guy?
it. Like
The dude from Parks and Rec. I can't think of his name, but he's supposed to be Ben Parker. Is this like before Spider-Man?
Yeah, it's supposed to be some kind of prequel to, I don't know. They've got the timeline completely ruined anyway. It's all over
Adam
the place.
Scott, yeah.
But the idea, I love Adam Scott, but the idea is that
2003.
the idea is that this is it's supposed to take place back in the past. Obviously, Madam Web's not old. She's young, so this is supposed to be kind of like a origin taking place back in the past. But
Yeah, but that never
it's
changed
it's
anything.
pretty massive. Yeah, Madam Web is going to Madam Web. I think has it has Morbius levels of meme potential. Like, but I and part of me kind of hopes that it's like a surprise hit, but I'm looking at the projections and it's looking like a bomb. I don't think as many people have the enthusiasm that I have for Sydney Sweeney. I don't think this one's gonna do well. have a feeling, but I still want to see it. But it would be funny it would be messed up kind of if I got in the theater to see Madam Web, but not Godzilla -1.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's actually crazy. That's actually crazy. I would feel bad about that, but Godzilla -1 doesn't have Sydney Sweeney, so that's their fault.
Yeah. Speaking about crazy and wild, I don't know how we want to
We
address
have
this if we even care.
I just saw we have a hater in the
Yeah.
chat. Oh,
Like,
okay.
listen, I wish they paid me lots of money. I'm doing this shit for free.
Oh,
Like,
even worse. He's a salvage fan. Oh, that's just sad.
yeah. Imagine riding a horse on
Yeah,
Christmas Day.
yeah. I'm putting him out of his misery. Ugh.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Imagine being
I
this
honestly
pathetic.
haven't even thought about that person. Like, whatever. They're down bad if they're like really like coming in here with that. You know what I mean? Sony has
Correct,
canned.
Bruno.
I heard a story. I don't know if you heard this story. I saw it on Barstool. When she was in high school, she wanted to have them reduced, and her mom told her not to because she never knows like what could happen in the future because she was obviously trying to get into acting and modeling. And so yeah. So
No, she owes her mom a bottle of wine. I was actually watching her Hot Ones episode,
oh yeah.
and surprisingly, she's a nerd. Like she was in a like a math club, like a math enthusiast club in school. She reads. She's like an actual nerd. Who knew?
Wow, Luka's got 65 points with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter in a
Who they
close
playing?
game against Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta. the the NBA is actually crazy. My Heat just got your boy Tricky Terry, Trick or Treat Terry. They
Yeah,
used to call him.
listen, I was on. Have you ever seen Cold Takes Exposed? Something like that.
No,
It's a pretty famous like Twitter channel or whatever. And what he does is he retweets like people's tweets from the past that they were
ooh,
like dead wrong. And
I
all
love
of a
that.
sudden I'm getting like an email, like I'm getting messages from people like, "Hey, you're on Cold Takes Exposed." And it like apparently it was after Terry Rozier had this monster game in the playoffs, and I was like celebrating. I'm like, "Oh, scary Terry, blah blah blah, whatever." And apparently this person went back and found my tweet from when he was drafted, when I didn't say I hated the pick. I just said I don't understand. We already have Marcus Smart and Avery Bradley. Like he's the exact same player, basically. Like based on what they were saying. And he was basically like in the article, my tweet was like, "Oh, but now he loves him." I'm like, well, that wasn't that bad. It could have been worse. But yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you weren't. That feels like I feel like they gassed that one. Like you weren't high on a rookie because of a positional fit.
yeah, I just
Like
I, fortunately, I don't remember who I wanted at that point. I think I wanted Giles the third, maybe that sound Henry Giles the third from Duke, and I don't think he's done anything in the
oof.
league, so not a big
No, his
not a big moment for me
no,
there.
he washed out. No, that was not great. But I mean, in your defense, Boston still got Terry, and they ended up trading him, so it didn't go anywhere. It's not like
Yeah,
he turned into an NBA All Star.
yeah, but he's a good player. I think the Heat are going to do well with him.
He's really good. Oh, he's really good.
Yeah,
Like
I
he's
mean,
definitely
obviously
he's
not night
definitely
one against
he.
the Celtics, but
Then hey, we still have time. You know, the
it's a
playoffs are a
regular
different
season.
matter, and
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and gloat about a regular season game. I don't care. Like the Heat proved
especially
last
since
year. Yeah, you just
don't
make.
forget Porzingis also sprained his ankle in that game. You know that's always a factor.
I mean, I've played Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Like, why are people sad right now? Like, what's the deal? I appreciate you stopping by, but like, I've played it
Nobody
twice. I
even
mean,
nobody even plays it. I mean, I played it. A lot of people played the closed alpha. I mean, thousands of people played it.
yeah.
But
I
so
mean,
yeah, we like a game that we played,
we're
even though it's
looking
not.
forward to playing it some more.
Yeah,
I don't know
I don't get why.
what's confusing.
I mean,
I
it's
mean,
nice.
you can literally just not play.
I like how he has Suicide Squad Superman as his PFP, and he started
Right.
off by saying hi, like being polite,
Yeah.
like hi, like he's not a mouth breather, and then he just proceeds to say nonsense.
Yeah. Hold on.
Early access should be there. You're King Shark. I'm definitely I'm definitely still Boomer, but Deadshot is definitely going to be my second most played because the stuff on Deadshot's skill tree, boy, Deadshot is going to be insane. Like if you want to recreate those Marvel's Avengers days when you were one shotting bosses, I think Deadshot is going to be the play. Deadshot with a sniper rifle. That's going to be the one shot meta. I feel like
I'm gonna do hold on.
the shield signal is crazy. Deadshot's definitely your
Where's
main until a certain character comes out. Yeah, I think I'm going to be playing a lot of Joker. I'm definitely going to be playing a lot of Joker. Oh, there he is.
there it is.
Look, now that's chilling.
Cope and seethe. Look at that. Look at that.
That's right.
I'm wearing the
Warner
same
Brothers
hat.
Tower.
Look at that. You got
Warner Brothers Tower is directly behind him.
The Animaniacs are back there. Like literally got to play the game with devs from Rocksteady.
Clearly that's photoshopped.
Yeah, I mean, imagine just like being excited for a video game. It's not that fucking serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. These people, it is like these people make hating video games or loving video games. It's their whatever it is. It's their entire personality.
Yeah, like I just don't understand. like just don't play the game. What is so complicated? You know what I mean?
It's just this is this new wave of gamers. They're chronically online weirdos, and they just hyper fixate on these games like their life depends on it. And I literally don't care if I played Suicide Squad. I heard about it. I thought it looked cool. I played it. I enjoyed it. I learned about a lot of stuff about it. Thought it sounded great, especially since I play games in this genre and it's objectively amazing for a game in the genre.
Yeah.
But because they don't play those type of games, all of a sudden that makes you a bad person. Like they can't it can't just be, oh, I don't like that game, not for me, move on. Like that's what a normal person does. When I see a game that's advertised that I don't think I want to play, I just say, okay, don't like that, keep scrolling. But these people will make it their entire life. They'll go on every social post, they'll go on the live streams. I see a lot of ads for Persona, the new Persona game. I don't play the games. I've never played the games. I vaguely was interested in watching the anime. Haven't watched the anime. Have no investment in that. So, and even looking at the game, I'm like, not for me. I don't want to play that. And I move on. That's what I do because I'm a normal person. I'm not one of these weirdos. But what they'll do, if I was going to be like them, I would then go to every person commenting that they like the new Persona or they're excited for it and say, trash game, dead game, shill. How much did they pay you? This is going to trash. It's dead game, dead on arrival. Then go find a streamer on YouTube that's streaming some information about Persona. Hop into the chat. Garbage game. Like imagine having so little free time and such little going on in your life that you can actually dedicate that much time and energy to this.
I'm trying to figure out if that's Kobe or not, because I don't know if you realize we lost Kobe 4 years ago today.
Oh yeah, the anniversary.
Yeah.
Is it the anniversary?
Listen, it is. I am a obviously big Celtics fan. But man, Kobe shattered me. Like that was just awful. But obviously the point stands that Soldier Boy was making, but I was mostly trying to see if that was Kobe in the PFP.
It's definitely a number 8 jersey.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's actually Kobe. I think it's the jersey. I don't think it's actually Kobe.
I got you.
But yeah, rest in power, Mamba. We miss you.
It's that's you. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Well, respect to Kobe because like that was just awful.
I think that celebrity death hit me harder than all of them.
That's one of one of the worst. Absolutely.
Like I felt like I lost a family member.
Yeah, and like because Kobe was like that ultimate player that like you respected him, you know? And I think a lot of it had to do with like Team USA too, because I'm like very patriotic, you know what I mean?
I actively rooted against him, but as someone who actually had, drink because I was an Iverson guy, but as someone who actively was trying to play basketball, like professionally, trying to coach and train, I study Kobe all the time. I watched even though I didn't like the Lakers, I watched Kobe all the time because even if I didn't, want the Lakers to win, I respected the hell out of him because
Chadwick Boseman definitely the other player. One. Yeah. All right. Well, I didn't mean to derail it. I just did see that it was 4
Yeah,
years.
rest in power. Do single player games take that long?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
it depends. So not all of them, but yeah, game development in general is we're seeing more gaps, but I think a lot of that is kind of leftovers from the pandemic. Think it kind of slowed down game development a lot. And obviously every single player game doesn't have like just 20 hours of campaign. Some can have more than others, and you can obviously get more out of it if it's like open world, new game plus, all that stuff. But but the thing about single player games is there's kind of always a new one coming out. Like every year, you're going to get several to choose from, and that's why I don't understand why so many these people cry whenever someone tries to make a multiplayer game, as if you don't get a new single player game every year, multiple to choose from.
yeah.
Like,
Jesus.
like
Devin
let us
Booker,
eat.
60 points.
I mean, the NBA at this point this year is just 60 points don't hit the same because just scoring is just so up. It's just so much. It's just so much easier to score because offenses have gotten so sophisticated. Is like Karl Anthony Towns dropped 60 and he got benched because they it just wasn't enough. It just didn't matter.
Yeah.
We have we have an amazing Star Wars. Do we have
Oh,
an
it's
amazing Star Wars game?
Outlaws. Outlaws.
Didn't that get delayed?
I don't know.
Pretty sure pretty sure I read Outlaws got delayed. I know it was supposed to come out in 2024, but I definitely read that it got delayed. What's the new release date? You're an Ubisoft guy. What's the new release date?
I don't know. You're an Ubisoft guy. What's the new release date? Shill.
2024. Shill. Some no particular. Let me see. Star Wars Outlaws. This is March. No, I don't see. I don't see an official release date. I do remember seeing it was delayed, but
I feel like
it
that
looks
we
like
just had. I feel like we just had a Jay and Silent Bob moment, where like in Jay and Silent Bob, where Jay is like, "Oh, porch monkey, I'm taking it back," and like that's us like, oh, calling each other shill, like depowering it. Like,
yeah,
who
we've
cares?
been doing that since the Avengers days.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. It's just funny.
Yeah,
It just made me
let's
think
say
of that scene,
late
especially since I got
2024.
quote tweeted by Kevin Smith last night.
I saw that show, man.
Yes, I was shilling the greatest anime of the year, Masters of the Universe Revolution.
That's not happening. Sorry to break it to you, Jay, but mid of the universe is not topping anime
It was so good.
this year. Already 2024 has kicked off with some absolute banger anime. Like last year, I thought was one of the best, arguably the best year of anime I've ever witnessed. And just at the start of 2024, there's like several anime that would be like at the top of my anime of the year list last year.
Well,
it's crazy. It's crazy. It's a crazy time for anime. It's definitely not He-Man though.
it was so good. It was like so good. I don't know. It was a very
I
awesome
yeah,
modern take.
I didn't watch the first Masters of the Universe. It looked ass,
It
but
was it was a
you're
solid 7.5 out of 10, but this one was like as close to a 10 out of 10. Like they just
this
did some really good things.
is it a direct
Isn't
sequel?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't Tony
I have
Todd
to
Hordak?
watch.
He might have been. Hordak was crazy, and they're definitely teasing a third season.
Your Boomer Speedster build is real. I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to all the build diversity in that game. I'm definitely going to be building first off probably a Boomer suspension build. It was very fun in the alpha, running around and freezing the enemies up in the air. That's always a good time. And for Deadshot, I'm definitely going to go pure damage, sniper rifle, assault rifle, and just
When
go
I played
crazy.
as Deadshot, they gave me a sniper rifle, and I want to say it was one of the Black Mask ones, and it had a high capacity round, round, like high capacity clip, and
Like,
I was literally using
because
it like a sniper rifle or like an LMG.
like an automatic.
Yeah,
Yeah, because the sniper rifles like have some of those sniper rifles like have a really fast rate of fire. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, it was pretty dope. I like listen. It's very possible this game might not have the best gameplay loop. It is possible. It's possible that once we get like 3 times through it, we're like, but I doubt it. Like I feel like there's enough games that I've played over and over again, like Avengers, like Fortnite, like all of these like multiplayer games where you're just logging on and playing the same maps over and over again, that there's going to be enough diversity that I'm going to want to just keep playing it, And as a content creator too, like I'm going to play it as long as people want to see it, Like I just feel like we're going to
Yeah,
have fun with it.
just a new game plus, like the idea that they're incentivize you to join New Game Plus, not just for the sake of playing again, but you get unique rewards and higher difficulty. Like, so it's like the alt for if you're like super competitive skill player, like this is definitely the game for you. If you're into that sort of thing, you want to test different builds. Like that's so interesting. And we're getting the deluxe edition, we're going to start off with the Black Mask, so that should be nice.
Like, I mean, seriously, you're going to have some form of new content every 6 weeks. That's
Avengers could never.
yeah, and like for a game that's not like Fortnite, like that's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
So
it's generally it's really I was really impressed by the Q&A. Like this time I was just because I was just sitting there, I was just telling the chat like, oh yeah, there's still a bunch of stuff that they still haven't answered yet that I want to see if they clear up, and they got everything. Like I was just every time they came with a question, I was like, oh, great question. That was another one. That's another one we need to know. That's another one.
and it really
It was
pleases me to
absolutely crazy.
know that like there are actually people watching us right now seething. Seething to,
Absolutely.
seething to the point that they're like, on their horse sending people over here to like, I don't know, make us feel bad. Like it's really sad, like, but I actually trust people that are overly excited about something more than I do people that grift. Just gonna
The
say that.
grifters are the grifters are definitely just annoying
Yeah.
and sad.
So
Especially since we know they're going to buy the game, and and they're just waiting for the wind to blow in that direction.
yeah.
Like it would be actually fun. It would actually be hilarious if the two biggest games to start 2024 was a Pokemon ripoff and a live service Suicide Squad game.
I haven't played as much of Palworld. Like I've followed Palworld on Twitter since they had less than 600 followers. And I just checked, like the last time I checked, they had 120,000. So like I've been
Yeah,
following
that's okay.
this game for a long time. And it's crazy to see like they sold over 8 million copies in a week. Like that's
Which
fucking crazy. That's like what
and
Avengers needed to do.
they're a small studio.
Yeah,
Like
like
they
the guy that did the gun, I don't know if you heard about this. The guy that did like the gun combat like animations and all the gameplay for the gun gameplay, they literally hired him off of YouTube.
that's crazy.
Like he's 20
That's
years
actually nice.
old and had never had a job in the industry before. Hired him off of YouTube.
I'm thinking like because didn't it also break like every Steam concurrent player record almost? Also,
I think PUBG is the only one ahead of them right now. So, and that
yeah,
one is like gonna be tough.
I saw at
'Cause
one
I
point they were at 1.8 million players
yeah, I think PUBG
concurrent.
is like 3.2. Like, I
Yeah,
don't think people remember how big PUBG was. Like, they
yeah,
were
PUBG was
the battle
insane.
royal.
And
Yeah.
now, like, the funny thing about Palworld is just all the constant controversies, because it's 100% just absolutely triggered Nintendo fans who are definitely directing their anger in the wrong place. Like
Yeah.
obviously their Palworld has aesthetically a lot of similarities to Pokemon, but that's pretty much where it ends. Like the game, if Pokemon had made this game, Palworld would not have been as big. Like the if you're angry at Palworld, you're angry at the wrong people. Instead of being mad at Palworld, be mad at Nintendo for serving you slop every year because you don't ask for more. Like that's why so many people flock to Palworld, because they wanted a Pokemon game like this, and Nintendo wouldn't make it. So, like we always know, when it comes to the market, if there's a hole in the market, somebody, if you fill it, you're going to get rich, and that's exactly what happened to Power. And now, but the lengths people are going is like real. Like, obviously, we expect like the some of the games journals like Eurogamer to drop these silly hit pieces and try to virtue signal, but the fact that people tried to make up this whole controversy that they used AI, that's what that like because like their evidence, by the way, was that I think the owner of the company said nice things about AI, and they were like, "Well, that proves it." They made the entire game with AI. I'm like, what the fuck are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
It's it is weird. I like the game's cool, you know? Um, I think, Pokemon Legends Arceus was the direction that, I think a lot of Pokemon players want the game to go, and it's more similar to Palworld. It's the only game that they've done like that has, like, that kinda close up, like,
yeah,
perspective a little bit more. Um, so yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, it's I expected it to be popular, especially because it was on Xbox Game Pass, and all right, cool, let's check it out. But like, whew, like
yeah.
they've
No one expected this.
yeah, because it's not a big studio, so like they've made a ton of money, you know?
Oh, it's an insane amount of money. I mean, and they enough to have a roadmap.
Yeah, yeah. Is that what's
Yeah,
happening today? Like, I'm honestly, I don't care. Like we'll
yeah.
absolutely, I don't know.
If
I don't want to
grifter,
like
yeah,
put words in your mouth.
grifters can by all means send whoever they want. Like it doesn't matter. You're at the end of the day, you're still losers. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can yell into the void. We're still going to play Suicide Squad, and you're still going to not have friends when you wake up
How can
tomorrow.
we be sit here and be mad it's not an Arkham game? What do I care? Like, I've played 4 Arkham games, like, it is what it is. Like,
Yeah, why would you be mad that a game isn't a game that you what? Like, who cares?
yeah, they made the game they wanted to make, and it looks fun, like, and maybe
Bro,
they'll go back to Arkham after, I don't know. I don't
they
care,
were
like, this is what they made. Like, they're not it's not suddenly gonna be an Arkham game, so, let's just
bro,
embrace it for what it is.
there have been there have been 5, 6 Batman games in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Like, we get it. You want to press triangle and square, and that's fine. But some of us want to do
Want
something
something
else.
different. Yeah, like,
we don't
this looks fun.
we don't want
Well,
to
you're not
play.
getting an Arkham game. It sucks to be
It's
you. I'm sorry.
not
You've
happening.
had a long time to get over it. I don't know what
We
you want me to do.
Yeah, like imagine we had Arkham Asylum, we had Arkham, we had Arkham City, we had Arkham Knight, we had Arkham Origins, we had Arkham VR, we had Lego Batman. Like, we fucking get it. Batman is popular. I want to see other DC characters. I want to play with other DC characters. So no, why would I be mad that that Suicide Squad isn't a Batman Arkham game? I'm not a psychopath. I don't care about these games. Like, Arkham City was my favorite superhero game ever, but I don't want to play the same version of it every few years. I want to play something else.
I mean, if they did put out like Arkham Resurgence or whatever another the fifth Arkham game would be, you know, I would have been fine with it and I would have played the crap out of that like I did the other ones. But this is the game they put out. It is what it is. Nothing is going to change it. It's here. It's happening. And what is sitting here crying about what it's not going to solve? Like, that's, I think, the only point all of us have made all along, you know?
Yeah, no matter how much you whine, it's not going to transform into an Arkham game. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to be a Batman game. Like, okay, they announced this in like 2020. Like, you knew this game was coming. It's not canceled. It's coming out in a few days. Like, it's over. Like, you lost. It's done.
Yeah.
Wait until the next Batman. You know there's going to be another Batman game at some point. Like, just wait. Play Arkham in the meantime. Play Arkham Knight for your 100th playthrough. Do whatever you have to in the meantime. Let other people who don't want to play Batman games all the time have fun with something else.
Yeah. Yeah, and it is what it is. I don't understand, like, we've speaking in circles at this point.
It's so weird. These people is the problem is this is why I tell people not just, you know, to expand your knowledge, play more games. Like, there's so many people who literally just don't play games. They play one type of game, sometimes one game, and they just don't have any experience with anything else. I promise you, if you step out of your bubble, there are more interesting games.
Look at the fucking
just Batman.
Like, imagine throwing a temper. Oh, you and your shields, and so is everybody here. I'm going to my boy horse rider. Oh, look me.
Like imagine running into someone else's chat on behalf of another grown ass man.
Yeah.
Who abandoned his family on Christmas to write a diss track.
Listen. If he wants to come talk to us, tell him to grow a pair and come do it. Like, honestly, I'm over it. Like, I don't want to give the guy the attention that he's clearly seeking. Like, it's sad that, like, neither of us have ever sought him out. Like, I never even watched that stupid fucking video. Like, I obviously saw like some like little 10-second blurb where everybody made fun of him for riding his little horsey.
It's just weird. Like, the funny thing is, Salvage is going to be streaming Suicide Squad on day one. On day one.
Yeah.
like all these people coming in here saying your shows. What are they going to say when he's streaming it on the 30th?
Oh yeah, like he like, honestly, not allowed. Like, if he's streaming it before the second, absolutely. Like, we can tolerate the second, but like, if you spent the extra $30, bro, because we know you're not getting it from them.
You absolutely.
I made sure of that.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's absolutely buying that deluxe. Like,
yeah.
He's buying deluxe. Like, come on, bro's gonna be on. Bro dropped $100. He's on a game he's been grifting over. Talk about, oh, it's going to be the worst. But soon as public opinion shifts, he's definitely changing his tune. But his brain dead followers haven't got the memo yet.
Literally never heard of this person before until that day, and I can't wait to forget about it. You know, like, honestly, never.
That's actually a great question. Consequence is something that not many people ask because not many people know he exists, and that's how it's going to remain.
Yeah, like, I just, whatever, man. I don't care. Like, he thinks he's like, I don't know, bothering us. Do we seem frazzled?
No, like at the end of the day, we're still going to play Suicide Squad. The difference is he has to buy it. he has no choice. He has no choice in the matter. We're all going to play it. He's going to play it. I'm going to play it. You're going to play it, and we're all going to have fun. He's just going to be pretending that he's not because of the grip he's been running with his low IQ audience.
Yeah. Luca is going to finish with 73 points.
Whew. Bro, I hope they won.
They're up 8. I'm sorry, they're up 5 with 5 seconds left. So I guess theoretically he could score 2 more.
Yeah, so Jay's going to be recording his footage from New Zealand.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely don't want to stream it because, like, I don't know.
I'm gonna stream it as soon as I get my copy. I'm just gonna stream it and just record. I'll do the stream and I record on my console so that I can capture anything because my priority just day one is just going to be getting through the story and getting the footage and information that I need to make my guide video.
Yeah. I definitely need to get the Twitch drops for sure. That's a great feature, you know.
Yeah, I gotta set up my multi-stream on OBS so I can do YouTube and Twitch at the same time. I definitely want to get them drops.
Yeah. Did you figure it wasn't that hard? Even I could do it.
Oh well, there you go.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a while actually through OBS. It's great. You just basically click start, go to your pre-scheduled stream, and you'll go live on YouTube, and then Twitch just starts. It's easy. Obviously, I go into Twitch Studio and update, but
I just gotta download the plugin and then I'm good to go. I'm just going to stream on both platforms because so far I've only been streaming on Twitch when we're live on this. So I want to get back to doing that more just in general. I've been trying to play more games. I've been trying to get through my backlog of games. I just got Eva West, kind of fun. It did annoy me though because it's one of those games where it's very closed off, like in closed spaces. You know, every fight takes place in this enclosed space, and there's like no collisions or like push off. Maybe I think maybe I needed ability, but there was a situation where I was surrounded and I tried to just move through the crowd, but I just ran into an invisible wall and I was stuck. And there was like no way to get around because there's no AoE attacks. There's no block. There's no parry. So I'm like, you just lose. Okay.
what do we have to chill out for, my man? Like you guys, you weirdos are coming here. Tell him he can come here himself. You know, like, are we gonna Crip Pro knock it off? Oh, we get jumped on Crip.
Oh my god! I guarantee that's salvage. Actually, I guarantee you, he's sitting here on his burner accounts because they're literally just saying the same stuff.
Yeah, like we like didn't even say shit until all these little weirdos started showing up.
You know, Suicide Squad is winning when they're doing this because there's so many people just praising the game now at this point. Like I think even Kotaku. Like I was reading an article, I was looking up something for the description, and I saw an article, and I was like, and they were talking. I was seeing who did a review of the Q&A, and I'm like, even the games journals are just like, I mean, it's good because you can't say anything. Like everyone complaining about live service. This is the most player-friendly live service game on the market right now.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I really don't understand why this guy is obsessing over us because we are excited to play a video game. You know,
bro. Yeah, bro. There's nothing. I mean, it's sad enough being him, but imagine being just a glazer for a random grifter on YouTube.
That's fair.
Like that's wild, bro.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know what
Like
to say. You
like
know,
it's a like to put it in perspective, it's Friday night.
I was just thinking that.
It's actually Friday night, and you have nothing better to do than to go to war on behalf of some grown ass man that you're subscribed to because we like a video game that he also likes, that he's
Yeah.
also going to play, that he also spent $100 on. like there's like you're not at the club, you're not at the bar, you're not hanging out with your friends watching Luca drop 60. You're not getting any from your girl
73.
or your boy or 73. You're not watching, you're not doing anything. You're in our chat getting mad at us because we like a video game. Like, bro.
73 is actually tied for the fourth most points in a game ever.
Yeah, I think didn't Devin Booker have like 75? 70.
No. 70.
Yeah,
So it's
70.
Wilt 100, Kobe 81, Wilt 78, Luca 73, Wilt Chamberlain 73 2 times, David Thompson 73. So yeah.
That's crazy. Grifters and shills are two sides of the same coin. That's real.
It is that is actually kind of accurate.
That's
Like,
actually accurate.
Like I don't like understand, like, if you're just the opposite side of the coin, like, you're really no better.
Yeah, like the shill defends the game no matter what, usually for money, and the grifter hates on the game no matter what, but for money. But both of them are playing the same game, like as we've seen. Like we that's the funniest thing about these people. They're playing the game still,
Like,
but they're above. They act like they're above it.
what again? Like, how are we messing with him? You guys keep coming here and saying his name with the same profile pic.
Yeah, it's definitely bots at this point.
Yeah.
Rise of the Ronin looking
Again, just send me Salvage. Listen, I know you're watching. Send me a DM. I'll drop you a link. Come on here and talk to us like a man. We'll talk it out. All right. Like, we're chill. We're like, we don't care. You can come on here and I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it.
He's gonna come over here and praise Suicide Squad because we know he's gonna buy. He's buying the game.
Yeah, like, I just don't get it. We didn't say anything about him at all, and he's in here like crying about it. Like, why? Like, what are we doing here?
And it's definitely him on these burners because we know he doesn't have that many followers or friends. Who knows? But we know it's mainly him.
Listen, Kumo, I understand, but I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Listen, it takes a lot of courage to get on a horse.
It definitely takes a lot of courage to have that mustache. It's holy, bro looks like he's keeping a few women chained to his radiator.
Yeah, I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, this is so like funny to me.
That's great, bro. Yeah, bro is definitely living off the cloud he thinks he's getting from this, and it's not happening. But yeah, what is what have you been paying too much any attention to Rise of the Ronin, Jay?
A little bit. I'm excited for it. I'm hoping that it's not like a Soulsborne type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have to see more of it because from what I remember, I was like, I looked at, I was like, oh, this is like Ghost of Tsushima. Okay.
Wait, no, that's not what I meant. I meant that one. Sorry, the chat moves and I clicked the wrong thing. Boomer,
True.
Anyway.
Now, I think so. There's a spoiler alert. There is going to be a state of play.
Okay.
In February.
Mm-hmm.
On Thursday.
Okay.
And there's going to be some interesting stuff there. And from what I gather and what I've heard is going to be, well, I'm assuming for sure the Spider-Man 2 New Game Plus update is happening at the state of play.
Do you think they're just going to shadow drop it?
Nah, I actually don't.
No.
It's possible, but I don't think they will. There will be some drops though. I believe they're going to be well, they're definitely going to do some promo for Helldivers 2 because that's coming out on the 8th. I am hearing there's going to be a Final Fantasy Rebirth demo.
Ooh.
There might be I don't know if there's going to come out the state of play, but there is a Phantom Blade Zero demo coming out this year. They confirmed that. That was besides Spider-Man 2, that was my favorite game from the PlayStation Showcase. That might happen. Ghost of Tsushima is coming to PC this year, reportedly. And I feel like it would be at the state of play if they're going to announce that. We should get a Stellar Blade release date. And we should get an update on obviously Rise of the Ronin, and they'll probably promote Foam Stars. So
I almost played Foam Stars at Summer Game Fest.
It looks fun, but not something that I would actually play.
Which is why I said almost.
Yeah. Now, out of all that, what's got you most hyped, Jay?
Now you said something about a new Ghost of Tsushima
on PC.
Oh.
Ghost of Tsushima 2 is not getting announced until probably the PlayStation Showcase.
Gotcha. Well, that would be what I would be most excited. I'm not going to play it again on PC. Like, don't get me wrong. I love the game. Got Jin Sakai right back there. I met the man.
Well, I can't play it on PC because I don't have a gaming PC.
Yeah.
But I will stream it when the PC version drops, just on PlayStation, just because I just love it. I love the game. I still play it.
Yeah. I don't know. Nothing there is jumping out at me. I'm obviously I love, I love the Japanese feudal Japan samurai lore, story-driven game type.
Can't get enough of it.
Yeah, like, that's why I've got my Batman Ninja joke, that I try to use every chance I can.
As you should.
But yeah, like I'm definitely excited for Final Fantasy Rebirth. To answer Eric's question, I need to go. I'm almost at the end of the first one. I kind of got to a point and like something came out and I just never got back to it. So I should go back and just finish that because I was like going up the tower.
Right.
Final Fantasy VII is like one of my favorite games of all time. Like I remember playing that game on PlayStation, when I was younger and just loving it.
See, for me, my Final Fantasy memory, my best Final Fantasy memories are from 10. Like that's my favorite Final Fantasy. One of my favorite games of all time, period.
I played the first one on NES, and then I played 4, and then I played 7, and then I don't think I came back until Lightning for 13. And then I played a little bit of 14, 15, and 16.
Now,
but I have gone back and tried to play 10, I think.
I think I'll do the 7. I'm going to look into the 7 remake. I got to hit up my contact at Square, see if they can hook it up. But I definitely going to be most hyped because I already heard that they are in fact going to be doing a Final Fantasy X remake. I hope it's real time combat. That's the only my only downside of that game, because otherwise it's perfect. I love that game. The story, the music. To me, that's the best music in the entire series. Some of the best video game music just period. Like it's just banger after banger. Like to Xander again, one of my favorite songs ever. It's like absolute bangers. I cannot wait to get that game again.
My game pitch for a Green Lantern game, it would be kind of like what I've heard they're gonna possibly do with that Black Panther game, where you're basically creating your own Green Lantern and you're getting, brought into, the Lantern Corps, and you're just fighting in space. You know what I mean? Like that'd be sick. You don't have to be like, see, I feel like that's a game that's conducive to like creating your own character.
Yeah, because that's like kind of the essential point of the whole lantern thing. Like anyone that's worthy can wear the ring, like no
Yeah.
matter what species you are.
And what would be sick would be if they had a way to do it from other perspectives. Like you could like pick which one you're in. Like you could be, a red lantern or you could be a yellow lantern. I don't know how you would pull that off
Ooh.
without it being like an MMO, but
I mean, we kind of saw that with Baldur's Gate. You can have the branching stories, but I think the ideal would be to have kind of that Baldur's Gate branching story possibilities, but with like really good real time combat. I think that would be ideal for that sort of game.
I have a better question. Will we actually see this game? I think you did a video about it, right?
Yeah, I actually dropped a video about this today. The first of all, the layoffs alone this year, like
Yeah.
last year was bad. Like over 10,000 game devs got fired last year, but this year we're already at over 5,000 game jobs lost.
It's
And
awful.
yeah, unfortunately, among them were surprise, the fucking Embracer Group. Uh, they unfortunately they owned everything, so everything's affected. And unfortunately, Black Forest Games, who are making the Last Ronin, they were unfortunately one of the studios that were bought by the Embracer Group, and they just reported that they had to fire 50% of their staff.
Yeah. It's
But
terrible.
and apparently all the creative directors from what they reported, all the creative directors and managers didn't get fired, of course, but everyone else that's actually working on the game apparently got fired. So they're down from over 100 to like 50 something employees. And now there's supposed to be an announcement coming like essentially next week to give us an update, but at the very least, that game's delayed indefinitely, I would say.
You know what's insane is like Embracer went out there and bought all these studios and have released nothing,
That's not true, Jay. They released the Saints Row reboot.
which was already done when they bought them. Like they've like nothing has happened because of them. And if anything, they've just ruined everything that they paid money for.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
insane.
I'm counting on I think I could count on two fingers the amount of games they released since they bought uh Crystal Dynamics and Atlas Montreal. It's Saints Row reboot and Dead Island 2.
Another game that was like literally I played Dead Island 2 in 2014 at PAX Prime in Seattle.
Yeah,
We've had that conversation before.
nothing's actually materialized. Like the two games they release, both of them have been in development previously. One of them was such a disaster they closed the studio. Like, but the problem, the so far they were supposed to have the the Tomb Raider game. They were supposed to have something to show for that from CD, but they're behind schedule on that. And they were supposed to have, I mean, at least they flipped that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, everything, they ended up selling the Tomb Raider rights for 600 million. But I mean, they still haven't produced anything. We still haven't seen anything from that game. They haven't done really anything else. Now they're just canceling projects.
Yeah, that's just insane. The Xbox stuff, I think we could have seen some of that coming. Whenever you acquire such a huge organization, there's going to be a consolidation of some of the redundancies, if you will. But there's some concerning things that kind of came out of that. They laid off their entire physical media department.
Yeah,
like,
that's. I mean, we knew they had the cloud ambitions, so that's a
yeah,
par for the course. But they also apparently Activision was also working on a survivor game,
and that got canceled.
They fired up. They basically fired everyone and canceled the project. At like it's wild that they just canceled a survivor game as a survivor game right now is like the biggest game in the world.
Yeah. Well, I think they see the writing on the wall though, because I feel like Survivor and Extractor is the next trend that a lot of people are trying to get in on. But even that doesn't seem like it has you know, the traction, because
Yeah.
I don't love the extraction shooter.
Yeah, I feel like those are going out, but the Survivor games definitely I saw that new one Enshrouded that looks like it has potential. Obviously Palworld is crushing it. So I think there's going to be a market for that if it's done right. I think there's always just a lot of people looking for that sort of game.
Right.
But yeah, this is definitely concerning. I saw a lot more concern. There's a lot of people trying to kind of rationalize the layoffs from Xbox Activision, say like, whoa, they're just consolidating. It's definitely more than that.
No, I know, and I'm simplifying it a little bit, but whenever you do have two mega corporations, Activision had its own,
Yeah,
departments that do the same thing that they do at
yeah.
Xbox.
Like the most accurate read would be like some of the layoffs were redundancies. Some of it was basically just let the fact that the money from the pandemic is gone. They did a lot of hiring because everyone was locked at home. Revenues were up, investments are up. A lot of that's dried up now, and because of that, they are now cutting costs because the money just isn't there like it used to. But obviously, they want to make sure that they're getting that executive compensation, and it's just unfortunate to hear. Oh my god, he actually came in here
Oh, nice.
finally.
I mean, all right, you want to come on? No, I've literally never watched it. You want to come on and talk about it, buddy? We haven't talked about you at all, man. Your people keep coming here, and
Literally, the reason we were, and I know it was you on the burner, but the reason why you came up is because a bunch of your followers have been coming here and talking about you nonstop.
yeah,
Give us a tease.
literally haven't thought about you, bro.
Give us a tease of the next Lego game. I don't think I'm allowed to.
Diss track must have hurt. I literally never watched it. Not even once.
Did he start blocking people because so many were making fun of him for
Oh, he was
that?
getting he was getting absolutely ratioed on Twitter. It was pretty brutal. So my man, you're here. I mean, if you want to come on, let me know. We'll we can talk it out like gentlemen. We know you. We know you're. Oh, of course you had nothing to do with it. They just randomly came in here. Right.
Copy and pasting the same message. Yeah,
Yeah.
pure
Sure.
coincidence. Pure coincidence. Okay. Okay.
I don't know what your problem is, man. And most of all, you didn't even you misrepresented what I said. I literally said, "Live by the sword, die by the sword." It was pretty funny, but I mean, it is what it is. I hope you enjoy the game. I know you're gonna buy it.
I know. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Luca, 25 for 33 from the field.
25 for 30. Jeez, that's some NBA 2K shit.
Yeah,
That's your boy Luke. I mean, to be fair, he is playing the Hawks, so
that is fair. That is fair.
if anyone was going to drop 70 on a team, it would definitely be the Hawks. I mean,
Yeah.
they're ass.
Yeah.
which is always confused me because on paper they should be like a really good defensive team, but they never are.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Ex-
don't know.
oh my god, he's still going. He'll definitely. I don't think he'll be at the top of the leaderboard because skill, but he's definitely going to be trying.
Like I said, open invite, bro. You can come on here and squash it right now, or you can keep the grift going. We don't care. We're so unbothered. Like I know that like in your heart you think that you did something, but like we're just excited about a video game, and that
that you're also excited by enough to spend $100 on.
we're how do we get this to him? We're not on Discord. Let's do this. All right, here. Should I just put it in the chat? Nobody else click this. Okay. Only salvage.
Oh man, this is gonna be hilarious.
All right. There you go.
It is in the chat.
And we'll just delete it after he comes on in. Yeah, don't. No, let's sort this out because I really don't understand what's going on.
He's cleaning up. He's cleaned up his room. Oh, gotta make sure the background look nice.
All right. Well, let's should we delete this?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to delete it from your. I don't know how to delete it from yours. It went to Twitch.
Oh,
I don't even think I can. I don't even think I'm an admin in our own thing. Whatever.
I can't even delete it.
No, I don't. I think I blocked him. I don't want anything to do with him. Like on Twitter, I'm all set.
Kevin coming through with the $4.99. Let them add Jared Leto Joker skin and it's game over. This game's biggest cheerleader. Unironically, there are surprising enough of people who just like, I know people brought up Jared Leto as like a diss, but there are actually people who want that Jared Leto Joker skin on the Joker DLC character, which I think is pretty funny.
No, let's not name call. You know what I mean? Let's just. I'm over it. You know what I mean? Like he's got his chance to pop in and say his piece, and we can like I said, sort this out like gentlemen. I'm certainly not up for like I'm not feeling great, so I don't really feel like, but I would rather just get this over with and just like be done with it. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand what any of this is. We certainly like didn't do anything wrong except want to play a video game. Like I really don't get it.
His advice to clean his room first. All I did was point out to that one guy that WB was not shutting down people's videos or it's DMCAing them for criticizing the game. Like I was like, that's literally just not happening.
And their PR guy
confirmed.
Quote tweeted it and confirmed it.
Yeah,
it was not because of
and you could also just look at the massive amount of tweets and videos at the time that were criticizing the game. Like if that was the case, like a lot more people would have got DMCA'd.
Yeah, like it's whatever. And like literally all I did was like blindly respond to your tweet, live by the sword, die by the sword, because like, hey, you took the chance and it happened,
I vaguely remember that guy. What is this? I'm going to be frank. I apologize for being disrespectful. I'm sorry for being rude to anyone. Honestly, this game was fun. For real. I'm sorry.
All right. I accept and we move on.
Perfect. You know what? Perfectly fair. It's what I assume. You know what? Suicide Squad does look fun. I agree with you, Salvage. Suicide Squad looks like a lot of fun. There's the no FOMO battle pass. There's the join in progress, the huge Endgame, new content coming in a rotation every 6 weeks. It's going to be a great game that I'm sure you're not going to regret your $100 pre-order of. And we're going to enjoy it. We're going to be making lots of content about it. It's going to be a good time. So
Yeah, I mean, like,
yeah, let's call it there. Like this has gotten pretty silly.
all right. Well, that was easy.
Easiest debate I've ever had. Okay. So so anyway, the state of play I think is going to be so it should be this Thursday. I'd say that. I say that because Helldivers 3 is coming out on 8th. So and I know they want to promote that. So it should be on Thursday. And I'm definitely looking forward to that. But I think when it comes to Spider-Man, I think I would love for them to tease the DLC, but New Game Plus at the very least, we got to get that. Even though now it's going to be interesting because we're going to be very busy with Suicide Squad probably, but you know, I could definitely squeeze in some New Game Plus time. But quick question, Jay.
Yeah.
If New Game Plus came out on the same day as Suicide Squad, which would you stream?
Suicide Squad. I listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have the platinum trophy in Spider-Man. It's gonna take new DLC for me to come back. Like
Sure.
I'm very like trophy and achievement motivated.
Yeah,
So like for me, I don't have a reason to go back to Spider-Man unless there's something new and I can make content around it, or there's like a trophy I can get or something like that. You know what I mean?
that
So
checks out.
I understand that like that there are people that just love Spider-Man and they want to just play through it. I know there's people that had every single save spot at 100%. You know, and that's fine. That's fair. That's cool. It's just not me. You know, I'd rather go play Suicide Squad. Not saying that Suicide Squad's better than Spider-Man, okay?
That's what's going to be the takeaway.
Although I am a shill for both companies according to
Absolutely,
most.
absolutely. I'm
Am I gonna
definitely
plot Suicide Squad? I'm gonna try. I don't know what the trophies and achievements are. I mean, I platinumed Avengers and I have all the achievements in Avengers.
I feel like Avengers was a pretty easy platinum though.
It was time consuming, I think.
It was just
Those 50
the
hives.
the hives was literally the only thing. So we got to see how time consuming the Suicide Squad trophy is because it's a I feel like it's going to be like because there's a lot of content. It's a pretty big open world. So it might be it might be a tougher platinum. We'll see.
Yeah,
I'm not as much of a trophy guy, but if it's something that is feasible, I'll probably do it. But I'm definitely not looking forward to any Riddler challenges. I know I'll do some of those races because they don't look too bad for the Riddler and they reward you with cosmetics apparently. So there's that.
34 trophies, nothing too bad outside of the Riddler. Oh yeah, the Riddler stuff. How about a roadmap from Jay and Sadot? When can we expect our first build guide? I'm not a build guy, so I'm gonna be relying on Tricks Ridiculous personally. Maybe some La La La
Traitor.
June.
Traitor.
I'm not gonna watch yours. I am a Tricks
Bigot.
Ridiculous stan
Bigot.
because you know
I mean, let's be
pigment.
honest. Let's be obviously, but let's be honest. Everyone is going to watch Tricks Ridiculous and check in on his channel and then go back out and make bills. Except for the record, I was the first person to post the bag of tricks Hawkeye build on
Nice.
YouTube.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't understand like I'm not like my brain doesn't work that way. So like like even like go back to like Borderlands and stuff,
Right.
okay? Like whenever I play these games, I read the stuff and I think I'm interpreting it properly, but I never do. And I don't know what it is. I just enjoy shooting things, you know what I mean?
It
Like
is fun.
so I'm going to try my best, but I'm absolutely going to like, be on the lookout for what you guys,
I
think is
I'm
best
definitely
here.
I'm definitely aiming to have my first guide video out by February 2nd, depending on uh technical factors.
Yeah.
But that is my goal to definitely have one out in the first few days. In terms of build for the characters, we'll see how long it takes me, because I'm gonna definitely be doing a very long stream when I finally do get the game, playing through the story, leveling up my Captain Boomerang. So I'll probably be building something along the way. Plus, with the deluxe edition, I'll have the Black Mask weapon, so it'll just be a matter of getting the skills unlocked.
So to answer this question, Kevin, I'm gonna be honest with you. Don't stress about watching us for it. If we're not live on Twitch at the time when you're able to watch, or when you're able to just throw your computer on, just find somebody and just let
Yeah,
it run. And like let it run in a background tab or something, you know what I mean? Like
yeah, that's
I
literally all you gotta do.
I know that's not a like I know you want to support and we appreciate that, but like honestly, just get it from anybody, you know?
Yeah, it's not that deep. But if you prefer, definitely watch the dot instead of Jay.
Right. Fair.
Ideally. But
Yeah. Ideally, we'll both be streaming a lot together once we get to that point. You know what I mean? Like, I know that my plan. I know that you did this too with members. My plan is to definitely, play with as many people as I can. It's not always going to be possible, but this is a long term game. We're going to be playing this for a long time,
yeah,
and I'm going to have some streams where we team up with, some all stars, and I'm going to have some streams where I'm just playing with
yeah.
whoever happens to be able to get in, you know?
I definitely want to have, and if we could pull it off at launch on the 29th, I would definitely love to have a thing where we're playing through the story or whatever with some of the Avengers peeps like you, me, Lejeune,
Yeah, yeah.
Tricks.
So
Yeah.
this is that's a question Sadat and I were talking about last week. I would personally prefer if we just did like an after show clan. But if he wants to do his own clan, then we'll figure it out, you know. I might end up I don't see the point in having 18 clans. I'd rather like consolidate if we could, but we'll figure that out.
Yep. Now that we got a game that people can rally around, we'll definitely be doing some game sessions for channel members, playing some Suicide Squad, Killer Justice League. That's going to be a lot of fun. The clan, yeah, I got to see the particulars of the clan. I don't
Right.
know how many you can how many you can create, how many you can join, how many you can have within a clan. Because if it's possible, I would like to be a part of different clans. If it, or make multiples. Yeah, it depends. But I definitely want to have a do-rag clan. I can ask one of the devs if there's going to have if you could be if you're like locked to one clan, or if you can create multiple, you can be in multiple. I'm not I'm not sure how that works.
Generally speaking, you're only gonna in most games there's only one clan, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's probably going to be it.
Yeah, but like we'll figure it out. I might not make a clan. I might just join a clan and like try to get. It depends. We also don't know how many people you can have in it. There's a lot of things to consider. So, TBD.
Yeah, we need more information still in the clan. Good that they
Yeah,
have all those rewards and stuff. So it basically tells us that there's a good incentive to have clans.
yeah.
There's still some details we have to get ironed out.
And I would rather, I would rather just be in a big group together because, especially because like we share a lot of people that go between places. So it would be just great to have one big one. And
The shield the shield clan.
And listen, if it has to be the Durag Squad, I'm fine with it. I don't care about the name.
I would consider Shield Clan as an alternative.
Saw my gameplay at a clan tag in front of my username. It's probable. Yeah, I think I don't know how the devs set that up. But yeah. Anyway.
It's definitely clan with a C, not a K. Renaissance. That's
Yeah.
that's not that, it's not that kind of organization
Yeah.
that we're starting here. Very much a lowercase c.
I feel like my voice is like dropped in bass. Like my throat is like oh man, I've been coughing so much.
It's helping you. You should definitely do some AM radio, you know, or make sure you whisper in your wife's ear, because you got the Riz voice right now.
Hey,
I'm JayShockblast. How you
JayShockblast. What's happening, everybody? JayShockblast here, and check it out.
About to put on some smooth jazz.
Oh yeah.
Jay Duffy sounds like me when I wake up.
All I hear is my dad's voice, like in my when I listen to my, like you hear yourself. Like I just kind of hear my dad's voice right now. My dad had like a deep voice, way deeper than me.
Yeah, Jay's definitely gonna have people calling him dad with that voice. Maybe with an extra D and a Y. Jay's got that panty dropper voice on right now.
Well, not even doing me any good. I'm already married.
I mean, it's never too late to spice things up in a relationship.
On to the next halls.
On to the next sucking.
Yeah, I gotta suck down another one. You know what I mean? I know nothing about the sound. I'm not like a horror fan, so I don't know anything about that.
I know it exists. I know that actually might be at the State of Play, because they're ramping up on the Snake Eater remake and the Silent Hill 2. So we actually might see that pop up at the State of Play. I can see that. It's not a game. I know there's a Silent Hill fan base. It was never a game that I was that into. Like, I played it a little bit when I was a kid. It just horror stuff just never really did it for me. Like a couple horror movies I like, but mostly I thought horror movies were more funny than scary. Horror games didn't really scare me. I just didn't see their appeal. I just was like, I'd rather play sports games like Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yeah.
Where to go? Nobody cares. That's not true. I care about Helldivers 2 somewhat. Like, whenever there is a third person shooter with potential loot elements, I'm going to be somewhat interested, regardless. And Helldivers, when I saw Helldivers 2, I thought, oh, this kind of looks like a less flashy Outriders with that's like kind of a satire of Starship Troopers. And I haven't seen a new trailer yet, but it might be good. I've made it clear to my friend at Sony that Helldivers 2 would be a game that I'm interested in covering potentially.
Is that in the Warhammer universe?
I have no idea what the lore is. I know it's a sequel. Obviously, it's a sequel, but I don't know if it's connected to Warhammer.
I don't even understand Warhammer at all, because like I've seen like a bunch of different Warhammer games. They all seem like they're in different like genres. Like some of them is like space cowboy shit. It's not in the Warhammer universe. Okay.
Warhammers are pretty huge in terms of lore, but pretty sure Helldivers 2 is its own like thing. But game looks fun. I mean, I'm already going to be neck deep in another looter shooter, but you can never have too many. You got to cover your bases. Suicide Squad, doesn't do for you, maybe Helldivers 2 does it. The First Descendants comes out later this year. That's another looter shooter that I played and enjoyed. That one
Trying
has
to
waifus in it.
remember. I'm trying to remember. Like there was there's another game that I played that like it was a much lesser version of Helldivers, but it had like the bugs,
It's actually
soldiers killing bugs.
That's
Anyway,
a good question. If a game is a certain genre and for a certain set of individuals, how do we know that the reviewers are going to play it from a perspective of someone who loves looters? Oh, you don't. That's that's what that's why. Unfortunately, when it comes to gaming media, like legacy media, it's kind of a crapshoot. Thank you, Don Gio, for the 5. I've been on the fence of this game, but darn if there's no FOMO, new characters, free content, I'm actually convinced to get it. But I'm going solo, and they confirm you can play everything solo.
and not only
Everything.
that, you can pull in people's characters to play with you.
Yep. So even if you have no friends or you don't want to play with anybody, you can look at the best person on the leaderboard and take their character.
To go back to Jexter's question though, I gotta be honest, like I do feel like if you're reviewing a game that is not something that's in your wheelhouse, you do owe it to the reader or the listener to make sure that that's known, so that they know that you're judging it as something that you wouldn't normally be into or
Exactly.
enjoy. Like I think it's the same thing to me as like when I put out my video when I went to LA for Suicide Squad, right? I have to disclose that they paid for my trip, you know? And I people need to know that because it's important to know that there's no doubt about it. Like when you get flown out places, it's going to influence you a little bit. Like
For,
there's no two ways
for
around
sure.
it, you know?
That's
And
why
that's just reality.
That's why, in general, though, when it comes to reviews, I lean more towards content creators than legacy media. Because with a content creator, it's usually the one person, but you can look at their track record and see what kind of games they typically cover. And if they are a reviewer with integrity, they'll make it very clear where their biases are. Like that's why I watch a lot of Skill Up. Like he's the main person that I watch when it comes to reviews, because I think even though I don't always agree with him, we don't have necessarily the same taste all the time. He's someone that typically reviews games that sometimes would potentially be in my wheelhouse, and he can give a fair, level-headed critique about pretty much all of them. He'll state if there's any biases. He'll explain he'll explain where, oh, if I might personally don't like this, but I think I might be in the minority here. Other people will enjoy it. Like you need to listen for people and reviewers and people who are going to have that sort of perspective when they're doing reviews. Like just like disclose their biases. Have a nuanced take. Not someone that's just chasing clicks or whatever when it comes to reviews. Like there's some reviewers who just try to just be negative for the sake of being negative, and some reviewers who are just always going to be toxically positive. So you want to make sure you're listening to someone who's generally going to give it a fair shake, or who is going to at least be thorough. Like there are a lot of channels who typically cover, like if you're looking for coverage on looter shooter, I would go to a channel that specializes in looter shooters and see if they're covering it and see how thorough they are. And it should be pretty easy to tell. But if they do have a history of playing those type of games, enjoying those type of games, and they give you a detailed breakdown, you can generally trust what they have to say, whether instead of someone who is kind of might be grifting, who will pretend like they're being level-headed, but they'll really just be kind of farming clicks. We see that a lot with Suicide Squad.
To go back to the Renaissance's question of I don't remember the last time I personally logged into Avengers. It
I
might
lo-
have been that last day.
I logged in a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, my goal was to try to like have all the costumes unlocked, and do one final all costumes unlocked video for each character, but I just realized I don't have anywhere near the units to buy whatever's in the store, and it just rotates too infrequently. So I kind of just gave up on it.
I didn't even consider that. I have more than enough units. I have virtually infinite units.
Yeah. Just because it would have been cool to have that video stand the test of time. And I don't even know if it would have actually been every suit. So, because I don't know what is lost through time, you know what I mean?
That's
that we weren't given.
profound. Oh, are we actually 4 subs away from 1,000? That's
I
dope.
think so. Last I saw, we were at 989.
Oh, we just need 4 people to subscribe. Just 4.
Nice. Oh, we'll get there. But yeah, but yeah, like, you know, I do feel like these outlets like IGN and Kotaku and whoever, they do owe it to the reader to make sure that they're giving the games to people that would actually play them. You know, they shouldn't just accept games for the sake of doing it, and they shouldn't be passing them off to people, for the sake of, doing it. I do feel like
Well,
there has to be you have to basically you have to make sure people understand where, like, your perspective. So, like, I don't think I would ever review Elden Ring, okay? And
yeah.
that's when people, like, start dumping on, like, Avengers or even Suicide Squad. I always think of Elden Ring because I'm not into Soulsborne style games, but I'm not gonna, like, sit there, like, and I hate it that they don't make the game for me because I would love to play that style game, but I'm not into the sadist nature of the game. You know
Very
what I
fair.
mean? Um, so, like, I just would rather play a game and, like, not have to stress. And I know that game will never be Elden Ring for me. So, but I don't shit on it for that reason. You know what I mean? Like, I don't seek out people that enjoy it and tell them they're wrong. And I think that's where the
Exactly.
difference lies.
Yeah, I'm similar. Like, I'll definitely try some Souls light games. Like, I tried Lies of P when it had that demo,
Yeah, yeah.
and I realized quickly, oh, I don't like this. I liked it. I liked it a little bit, but I didn't like the demo specifically because it became clear at a certain point, like, they capped it. They capped your progression intentionally so that you can still go through the demo, but you can't get any stronger. And I was like, oh, that's kind of bullshit. I don't like that. They're making you underleveled on purpose to try to increase the difficulty. I don't like that shit. I was like, that's I'm out. With those, like, my competitive nature will make me, like, try and learn and get better. But if I detect some bullshit, I'm just like, I'm out.
All right. I purposely went 10 minutes before stream. I'm just not going to make it. I'll be back.
He's about to. That's why you need a bottle.
Ugh.
It must have an easy mode. You're welcome. I always play on easiest. Yeah. Yeah, and I know there's going to be a lot of Souls players who will say you can't have an easy mode, and to some degree, I think that's fine. Like, I'm in the camp that every game doesn't have to be for everybody, and if you're successful in making that specific type of game, I think that's perfectly fine to not want to water it down if you don't want to. But honestly, I don't think there's any harm in having an easier mode because you're not making the game less challenging for the people who want that challenge. You're just giving people who would normally not play that type of game the ability to play it. And that's more money for you. But some studios might have that vision where it is like, nope, that's it. This is the game. And I'm like, all right, well, it's up to you. Basically, game of the year title is in opinion, that's actually what that is. I don't know if yeah, I didn't think that was that much of a big deal. But you know, it is Suicide Squad. People are for some reason when it comes to Suicide Squad, people's brains stop fully functioning. What do you think? We'll get another Batman game before Superman? Uh, I can tell you, unfortunately, for a fact, we are definitely getting a Batman game before a Superman game. And that's not to say that we're not going to get a Superman game at all. I just know for a fact that there is a Batman coming out. There's a Batman game coming out. And a Superman game hasn't even been announced yet. So the smart money I'd say would be on there being another Batman game before there's a Superman game.
I don't know about that. I know I'm obviously coming in halfway. I think we'll get a Superman game before another Batman game.
I don't think that's happening.
I feel like they've heard the feedback. You know what I mean?
They definitely heard the feedback. But the question is who's making it?
The question is, what is WB Games Montreal doing?
Canceling a lot of games. Because holy fuck, bro. The amount of DC games they've canceled is actually insane. Like what is going on over there? I like since Arkham Origins, I feel like things have just been really weird at that studio. Like they were originally supposed to make the Suicide Squad game. Like they were setting up Origins to lead to Suicide Squad game. Then they canceled that. Then they had another project they canceled that we can't talk about. Then they apparently made a Damian Wayne game that they canceled.
I don't think they got that far into that though. Like I feel like they did like a little bit of testing because allegedly I think there was even a voice actor, but I don't think they really got that far.
They had got to the stage at least where they hired a voice actor to do some sessions.
Yeah,
because that's how we heard. That's how the story blew up in the first place. But yeah, but they ended up getting leaked because people wanted to know. Wanted others to know about the project since it had already been canceled. But yeah, they did Gotham Knights. Weirdly, that definitely was like a games as a service that they pivoted away from.
Yeah.
And then they were never clear about what their post-launch content plans were. They just kind of just left, as did a bunch of people. Like a lot of people, high-level people at the studio left. I know Patrick, he was the creative director when Gotham Knights came out. He left. He went to Ubisoft. A bunch of people left the studio as we got the information that they were working on an unannounced DC game. So
I know they're working on something because when we were there a year ago, like a little over a year ago, like there were certain rooms that when we walked by, they like made sure the door was shut and stuff like that. So they've got to be doing something.
We know they were hiring for it. So far, at least, it hasn't been canceled yet. They just haven't announced it. But are they okay? Like, what's going? Why is there so much turnover at the studio?
I don't know. I'll be honest. When we were there, like a lot of people work from home, because like they had so many workstations that were just empty. So, but they also had a lot of people that were there a long time, you know? So I don't know. I mean, the thing about Montreal is there's so many studios, like Behavior Interactive is there, Ubisoft is there. You know, there's actually a pretty big video game like market in Montreal. So, I don't know.
I hope it's a Superman game, because if it's not, I don't know what other studio is working on one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Monolith is doing the Wonder Woman game.
Yeah. And Rocksteady's going to be busy with Suicide Squad for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I'm wondering, and another thing that we learned in the last week or two, Sefton Hill started his own new studio.
Yeah, both of them, they started out a studio. Yeah,
Yeah.
I still didn't
I
make
just
a
don't
big.
remember the other guy's name.
Yeah, Jamie and Sefton. It's an interesting idea. I mean, there's a lot of buzzwords about cutting edge, blah blah blah. But the interesting thing is that they want to keep it at 100 people. They want to cap it at. They want to get 100 of the best people, and but they still want to work on AAA games. So
Yeah.
it's an intriguing proposition because I think they recognize that games have gotten too bloated.
I also wonder, a lot of people always talk about, oh, use that as the example of why this isn't, they didn't want to make, Suicide Squad. And the rumor is, like, everybody talks, like Jason Schreier had the article about how there was never a Superman game. They were actually going to be working on like a new IP altogether. And
And it was a multiplayer.
yeah, and I wonder if that is why they left. And now they're starting their own studio, and that is what they're gonna do.
What
So
the You played the game? I have no idea what you're talking about, Void. But uh, the Avalanche software is busy with Hogwarts Legacy too. I mean, they're not doing anything. Obviously, they could make a DC game, no problem. But they're they're definitely going to be busy with the world of Harry Potter for the foreseeable future. I mean, I just heard that they just reported Hogwarts Legacy is now at 24 million units sold since launch. Yeah, they're going to be busy making another Hogwarts. That's definitely going to be what they're. So outside of them, who else do they own? Who else did WB game? I know besides the Lego
yeah.
team.
Well,
That's
and first of all, I don't think you guys understand how cool it is that Tim was here earlier. So Tim works with TT Games, and he's worked on a bunch of the Lego games. But I know that he's also been saying that he worked on Suicide Squad too. So it does seem like they are farming out some work to TT Games, but I think they're going to protect that Lego license and let those folks do what they do best. Um, I don't
yeah,
think we're going to see another Lego game this year, though.
yeah, probably not. I'm looking at the list of studios under WB Games. Avalanche Software, that's obviously Hogwarts Legacy. Monolith, they're doing Wonder Woman. NetherRealms, they're doing Mortal
Oh, that
Kombat.
multiverse is
Multiverses, Portkey Games, Rocksteady, they're busy. TT Games. Then there's the WB Games, Boston, Montreal, New York, San Diego, San Francisco. I haven't heard.
WB Games Boston does mobile. Um, they do the mobile Game of Thrones game.
Yeah.
I've been there.
What does New York do?
I have no idea.
Their software game plays six. They're based in New York. Works with game developers to build online features and web-based communities for video games. Their software gameplay statistics for games like Call of Duty, World of War. So they're basically a support studio.
Yeah, WB Boston is not a very big studio.
Yeah.
I went there and picked up some posters.
Yeah, so I'm not seeing anywhere outside of W Games Montreal. I'm not seeing anywhere they would be doing a Superman game.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's WB.
I mean, they could start licensing stuff out too, like I don't think Insomniac
We'll
is
do that.
taking on anything else on their plate though.
Oh no, they're booked for the next 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
say that.
I appreciate that people like what they do, but we got to stop like expecting them to make every game.
Licensing is the move. I feel like that would be the move. 'Cause I think DC does have a legitimately great opportunity here to like make a real push, not just with their cinematic universe with the reboot, but also in gaming. Like the one advantage they have over Marvel is that WB not only owns DC, but they own support studios.
Yeah. Game of Thrones, the Game of Thrones game is it's a mobile game. I've never played it. But yeah, so I don't know. But it's crazy to think we never had like an actual AAA Game of Thrones game. Like, for how popular that franchise was,
I
like, they
mean,
never made a game about it.
I mean, after that ending, I could not understand.
Yeah, but, like, there's so many things you can do, you know?
Is definitely it is definitely a world where they could have done something, but yeah, it's
Like,
probably
I picture it being like a Witcher style game, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure. It's yeah, but I feel like the we know game development takes a while, and maybe there just wasn't enough interest or time, and then the show fell off, and people kind of just moved on. Maybe on a, but yeah, a Game of Thrones game, depending on how it was, would have been good. Personally, I'd much rather have something from The Boys or the
yeah,
Invincible
but
AAA game.
I don't disagree. I hope that Rise of Ronin, or no, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ronin game,
Last Ronin,
Last
yeah.
Ronin, I hope that ends up somewhere else. Like,
Yeah, I hope, yeah, rather than be canceled, yeah, I definitely hope somebody picks it up from Embracer, because Jesus, like, because that game like was gonna be great.
yeah, and like I would just love a modern Ninja Turtles game like that, you know,
Yeah, because so far, like, all the Ninja Turtles games are like, 2D side scrolling, type of deals.
which are great, but
But
we want something modern.
I want a modern grown up game,
Yeah,
you know, that's all.
because you can't Street Fight or Fortnite forever,
Yeah,
or even Mortal Kombat. That's crazy. Was it they were in I'm sorry, Injustice and Street Fighter.
they get around. Still a pretty big IP.
Yeah.
People love those damn turtles. I still haven't even finished the Last Ronin comic book. I started though. It's pretty good.
I read it on my flight to LA, and I got like halfway through it, and I didn't pick. It's literally still in my bag.
Yeah,
I haven't even.
when it comes to reading, I've definitely fallen off because I have so much going on. I don't have as much time
Yeah.
to read as I used to. I can manage to read some manga here and there, but I
Oh,
used to,
that's they have NetherRealm as well.
yeah, but we know
But
they're
I know
gonna
that
be,
doesn't really matter. They're gonna do Mortal Kombat and Injustice.
yeah, that's pretty much, yeah, they pretty much already teased Injustice 3 in the future, but they're focusing on MK1. But yeah, that's not going to be the place where you get your solo Superman game. Unfortunately, at this point, is pretty much has to be WB Games Montreal. Like, it can't be anyone else unless they license it out, which would be a good move, because they could distinguish themselves from Marvel by not only would licensing it out make them some more money, but they could be less difficult to work with, and so it make more studios want to work with them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they definitely have licensed stuff out before, because this um Outright Games, like, they've made a couple DC games. I mean, they're more like kitty centric, but like, obviously they've definitely, like, the game they made after that was like Bluey, the Bluey
Yeah.
game. So I mean,
And Zaslav said they wanted to take advantage of more games with their IP, but
yeah.
doesn't necessarily mean just make it themselves. Like, license it out.
Alex, I would love a Green Arrow game. Like, Arrow was such a perfect game for that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Green Arrow,
Or franchise.
Arrow would be an awesome game.
Yeah, but even Green Arrow in general, like, just having like that rogues gallery and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I would. It's fun. As much as we meme Batman games, a Green Arrow game would actually be fire. I'm a sucker for archers. I love the whole archer thing, and Oliver's just dope. I will definitely it would be disappointing if it wasn't, Superman or Flash or whatever, but right after that, I'd be like, all right, now I'm ready. I'm all in. Because it would just be awesome. It would be an awesome game.
yeah,
I would.
I remember they did the Arkham um I'm sorry, the Arrowverse DLC in Lego Batman 3, and that was great. They even had Stephen Amell voice it for his character. And in that game, there were a bunch of characters that, because it was like the 75th anniversary of Batman, they had a bunch of characters that would do the Batman song if you like paused on them on the character selection screen, and they actually had Stephen Amell like sing the song. So,
Goat.
oh yeah, they did do DC Super Pets game too. Yeah. Do you
Jay
know
would
who
definitely know
Peacemaker
this.
is next? And it's, I would imagine, about a month from now when the season ends.
Yep. Jay is a executive producer on Mortal Kombat. So anytime you have a question about the game,
Literally wearing
he's
my
your
shill hoodie.
man. he's your man. Yeah, I hope they I definitely hope they add Peacemaker to Suicide Squad. I think
Yeah.
he's like a no brainer.
You know, that brings up a video I made this week. Like, did this have to be an Arkhamverse game? And I feel like the Elseworlds thing, and with Joker being the first character, and then the second and third character being allegedly rumored to be original characters, I almost feel like it's a lost opportunity. I kind of always thought that we would just go right into like, and again, this is my expectation and it's fine, but like I always thought we would just stick to traditional DC characters, and it almost feels like it doesn't matter, but it almost feels like they didn't have to do the whole Arkhamverse thing if they were just going to do a bunch of Elseworld shit. You know what I mean?
That
But
that is fair.
Arkhamverse could be an Elseworld too. So
Yeah. And it's definitely fair, especially given a lot of the changes that they made. That it's definitely, I think it's definitely fair to wonder, oh, could they have just said this is a separate universe? Yeah, but they wanted to keep within the Argonverse and just expand it. They just wanted to expand the Argonverse. So I was like, that's fair too.
and that's fine, and I get that. I just always kind of thought if we were gonna do that, like, we would get those characters. So I don't know. It's just interesting to think about.
I definitely thought they would lead. Obviously, it's no surprise that they led off with the Joker, but I thought in general they would have they might, especially because of the potential reception of this game, they try to kind of play it safe. But
That's another
yeah,
thing though. Like,
but
so all right,
it's
Joker is
interesting,
safe.
and the last character, season 4 character, is safe.
Right. I would have thought that like they would have been safe out of the gate like the first year,
Yeah,
and then maybe started experimenting a
yeah.
little bit. And like every other time, but like an alternate Joker and then possibly two interesting choices is weird.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. If
Yeah.
if the rumors are true, and our friend Miller, we trust him in his opinions and his
Yeah,
findings.
based on that, one of the characters is an original version of a well-known character, and then the last character is a very allegedly uh
Allegedly.
well-known popular character. So it's interesting that they lead with that. They start with the Joker, then two kind of like, huh? And then one, yeah. But we'll see what the strategy is going for it. I mean, from what I've heard, at least about the one of the particular characters, they cooked on that one, so I don't think people will mind it once they see the gameplay. I don't know about the other one. I gotta see that in action, but that one might be sketchy in terms of reception. But the fourth one definitely a slam dunk.
Yeah.
Allegedly,
I would have switched it up. I wouldn't have gone 2 and 3. I wouldn't have done back to back,
yeah. I would,
especially 2 and
yeah,
3.
yeah. Personally, I would have definitely go. I would have moved. I would have personally moved 4 to 1 and made Joker 2, and then potentially, and and then I would have, yeah, I would have made some different choices. If for me, I would have played it more safe going into with the season one. I would have straight up said, my four, if I was in charge of the characters, I would have done, Deathstroke, Red Hood, Peacemaker, and probably Captain Cold.
I would have probably gone Deathstroke first, Peacemaker second. Captain Cold's a good choice. I would actually prefer Captain Cold over Mr. Freeze. I would love to find a way to make Bizarro work.
Same. And that's why I like, obviously, there's some, we gotta, to a degree get used to the gun thing, especially with King Shark. But yeah, Bizarro would just be so I just really want Bizarro.
Yeah, like I would also love to find a way to make Red Hood work. Like I know that like Red Hood is like adjacent to the Suicide Squad, but I feel like it would really work. But like I don't know what it is, but like Peacemaker just works so well. Like I could just imagine the cool things they could do with Peacemaker.
Yeah.
And I didn't really feel that way like for a while, But I think as I started to see this game unfold a little bit, it made me start to appreciate it a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. Like Peacemaker, it would obviously, he's a big name, so that would help as well. But yeah, you could definitely legitimately do some mission stuff, and then I'd probably bring in Joker for like the in the next round of seasons, but I would definitely try to go for heavy hitters like right out the gate.
Yeah. Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but yeah, the ideally though, I would have wanted the combat to not be as reliant on guns, because otherwise I would definitely have like Bizarro, Reverse Flash, Killer Frost, like,
Yeah.
well, like
I do wish they found a way to make this a little bit more of Avenger like in the way
yeah,
Avengers combat was like so different.
yeah, because that definitely restricts some of the characters to a degree,
Yeah.
and makes some like a little sketchy. Like I feel, funny enough, maybe it's just me coping because I really want Bizarro, but I feel like Bizarro with a gun could work, because he's used a gun before. I feel like you could bring in like a really special,
Black Manta.
a Black Manta,
Yeah.
obviously.
Black Manta. I can't believe I didn't think of Black Manta. That would absolutely be in my first four.
Oh, Black Manta. That's a great job. I can't believe I forgot. But I,
Yeah.
I, I mean, I still stand by Captain Cold, but maybe I would drop Red Hood for Black Manta.
Yeah, because I do like the idea of being true to actual Suicide Squad people, which is why I said Red Hood is kind of adjacent, because Red Hood has done missions for the Suicide Squad, I
Yeah,
believe, but he's still not traditional.
yeah, for sure.
But I
Like,
do wish that they found a way to make it that way,
I think there is a way. Like, what I would do is, I would have like for Bizarro, I would have like a really big threat, like a big, potentially, universe threat or whatever, and have Bizarro come in and introduce a special class of weapon just that's limited to him, and and that could and you obviously have some for the other heroes, but he would just be using that special gun, and it would be used for like a new enemy type and different enemies, so that you can at least have like a narrative reason why he would use a gun, but at the same time he can still do his thing. Give him some cool melee, fly like Superman, heat vision. I just really want Bizarro,
Yeah.
because
He's so fun too.
He's just awesome. Like I just want just any Kryptonian. Like Bizarro specifically has been on the Suicide Squad before, and I think he's just like a perfect member. If I could have had him on the roster instead of King Shark, I would in a heartbeat. I love their portrayal of King Shark. But I would love Bizarro to be the heavy. He makes even more sense though as the heavy.
He has like Kryptonian weapons.
Yeah, Kryptonian.
General Zod. Yeah, I mean Zod. Yeah, what's up, Big Erm? Zod would be like the same thing, kind of. You know what I mean? I don't feel like you can do both of them. Polka Dot Man, I feel like we take him a little bit more seriously now because he was in Suicide Squad, but I don't know. Remember when he was kind of just a joke when we're leading up to that movie? So
Snart's sister would be pretty crazy, but but the problem is that
Golden Glider.
Problem is that she's at her strongest when she's like in a hospital bed. So, but I mean, if you could control her astral body,
was she in the Suicide Squad?
I don't think she was.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know that it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. You can just make your own Suicide Squad team, but like I like the idea of trying to like. There's like not a lot of disbelief I need to suspend, but that's where I have a hard time with it. Is trying to like keep it. What's the word I'm looking for? The there's some word. I don't know. I'm tired. It's
Gorilla God, Kite Man,
Condiment King. Yeah. I mean, look, we're a couple days away. I mean, this time next week, we're going to be talking about our experience with the game. Just think about that.
Hopefully, it's a good one.
yeah. Like I said, we acknowledge things could go tremendously wrong. I mean, based on our experience with the game, we don't anticipate that happening. We're just hyped. I want this game to be good. So let's see.
Yeah, let's see. I think we can wrap it up because I was thinking of I was going to be chilling doing some videos this weekend, but I got a business opportunity, so I'm going to be doing some working this weekend.
Nice.
But I might try to get in my Suicide Squad video.
I'm gonna be watching the Royal Rumble tomorrow night, having a bunch of friends over.
Nerd.
Yeah, we're gonna hope CM Punk wins. I might cry.
It's rigged.
I mean, yes. All right, listen. So is Jujutsu Kaisen, okay? Like this, there's just like yes.
it's supposed to be. We'll hopefully have some very good things to talk about next week. We'll get the clan situation sorted out, and we'll definitely be looking forward to playing a bunch with you guys if possible. Shout out to Casual Avenger once again. Hope you are enjoying that deep dish pizza, and we'll see you hopefully in one of these sessions. So I'm Sat the Gamer.
I'm Casual Avenger.
No, you're not.
I'm JayShockblast.
Zip it up and zip it out. Peace, my naysayers.